Hey everyone, welcome to K to Z Movies. I'm Z, he's K, Zach, Kenny, where we rank monthly. Oh, don't be throwing up gang signs up on here now.
I'm trying to make a K.
Trying to make a K. Z, is that K? I'm doing my hands. If anyone that's deaf and do sign language, and we said something to the curse word, I'm sorry.
My apologies.
Um, yeah, I apologize. But yeah, this is the first time in a long time I've gone like live on the channel for a while. I feel weird. Obviously, I had a bunch of technical issues. That's why it took me a little long to get on here. But I'm glad to talk to you guys live. It's been a while since I stopped doing Zack Attack News live, and I'm here with my boy Kenny Sparks, who also hasn't been going live. So we're both feel real amateurish right now.
Very true. I have not been live. It feels like for a month and some change. So if you guys don't know, I actually never made an official announcement. I did cancel my weekly live situation, and basically just spend more time with family and spend more time on just rest and projects I actually want to work on. So yeah, that's the announcement. If you got you've heard it here first, exclusively on the Zack Attack reviews channel. But yeah, I am. I'm here with Zach, and we live, baby.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna be ranking all the movies that we saw in September, all the new releases that we saw, and some of the movies that we were catching up on that came out this year, and just some rewatches that some
Mhm.
old movies that we decided to rewatch as well. So I'm excited to get right into it. Let's start with the first film, and that is gonna be a film that I saw, only I saw so far, and that's My Old Ass. Wild ass title. But if you saw the review for this video or for this movie on my channel starring Aubrey Plaza, um, directed by Meg Ryan, who did The Fallout the year before. And
Mhm.
I really, really enjoy what she does with the female teenage experience and kind of
I got
putting
the
it in
synopsis here if you
different
want it.
pockets. Yeah. Oh, okay. You said you pulled it up?
Yep, I got it. So it's an
Go
18th
ahead.
birthday Hmm?
No, I ain't say
You ready?
nothing.
Oh, my bad. See, this is we rusty. We out here. An 18th birthday mushroom trip brings Elliot face to face with her wisecracking 39-year-old self. When the older Elliot starts handing out warnings about what her younger self should and shouldn't do, she realizes she has to rethink everything about family, love, and what's becoming a transformative summer.
Yeah. And that is a really good synopsis for the film. That's basically what it's about. But the way it's executed is so fun. The movie is actually pretty funny. It feels very relevant. The kids in this film or the teenagers in this film talk like how teenagers speak right now. Aubrey Plaza is sprinkled throughout the film, and she's a delight. And their dynamic with each other, the younger version, the older version, is really, really fun as well. I ended up really loving this film. It ended up in my top 10 of the year. I think this is a movie if you like coming of age films, if you like films that kind of have a weird gimmick to it, that makes a regular like coming of age story or summertime movie uh, different, this is for you. I think that My Old Ass it's a great
Oh
time. I had a
wow,
really good
that
time in the
title.
theaters. I know,
Yeah.
wild title. A lot of people were sniffling and crying towards the end of the film because I think that a lot of people can relate to it. I think people who are 18 and under and people who are 30 and older all can relate to it. If you're in your 20s, maybe not because you're not too close to the 30-year-old and you're not too far, you're kind of far away from the 18-year-old. But I think it's a movie that can resonate with a lot of different people, and I highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah,
Um,
this is a movie I definitely
so,
still wanna see.
yeah.
I just haven't there's so many movies that came out this month, I feel like I still wanna see, but, there this is definitely one I wanna catch up with.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a matinee because obviously there's certain things I think can turn people off in terms of the language. If you're not cool with Gen Z talk or Gen X or whatever the younger people, Gen Alpha speak,
Mhm.
you might get annoyed throughout the film, but this was a really, really good time.
Yeah. And also, Aubrey Plaza's been having a month. She's
Huh.
on My Old Ass,
Yeah, yeah,
not WandaVision. I keep calling Agatha All Along WandaVision in my head. Agatha All Along and Megalopolis.
yeah. That's a huge month. All three of them came out this month.
Mhm.
and she's doing press for all of them too. She's like busy. I see
Oof.
interviews for Agatha, I see interviews for My Old Ass, I see interviews for Megalopolis. So she's working.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her. She seems like a good person. So
Yeah, she's
keep
doing
working,
solid.
man.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm happy that you are going live, Zach. I miss your live streams. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, Derby said the only movie I saw this month was Beetlejuice. We're gonna be talking about that.
Yep.
He said that's a wild title for sure, 1000%.
It damn sure is.
Even when I was doing the title for my video, I was like, this is gonna be crazy no matter what I put. Butts Unplug, what's up, man? He said, hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well.
But who is this in your avatar? Let us know. I'm really curious
Yeah,
to find out
he
who that
changed
is.
it.
They look serious.
Yeah. I only saw three movies: Beetlejuice, Speak No Evil, also Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. That's a film that I missed out on,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I miss out on that as well.
But you talked about Speak No Evil, and that's the next film we're going to be talking about. A dream holiday turns into a living nightmare when an American couple and their daughter spend the weekend at a British family's idyllic country estate. So Kenny, we both saw Speak No Evil. You go first. Talk about how a good or bad time you had with him.
So I had a great time with Speak No Evil. It gave me everything I want out of a horror film, which is suspense. It also has good. I wouldn't necessarily even call it lore, but it has good story building, and it has characters doing dumb stuff that makes me yell at the screen. Right, yell at the screen in a silent, respectful way in the theater, and especially if you're go with somebody, or if you're watching this for the first time, watch it with somebody so you guys can chat about the happenings that's going on screen. So essentially, this movie is about an American couple who goes. Wait, you read the synopsis? You just read it,
Yeah.
didn't you? Uh,
Yes, I did.
good. I
A
was
good
about
old
to
Russ.
freestyle the synopsis, but the performances in this film, especially, I keep wanting to call this man Javier Bardem, James McAvoy, especially James McAvoy, especially James McAvoy. He was incredible in this film. His subtle um, uh, he can make you so uneasy with like a subtle look, a change of his face, and he can change the entire tone of the room just by how his facial expressions are going, right? And he's not the only person who performed well in this movie. You have Mackenzie, whose last name I don't remember, and
Davis.
another young Evans, was it?
Mackenzie Davis.
Mackenzie Davis, and another young lady whose name I cannot pronounce is Francois is in there.
Yeah.
Francioso. But yeah, both of them were great in this film. And then you have the star of this movie, the one who makes it what it is, really, which is Scoot McNairy. Scoot McNairy plays the husband who is a complete and total punk, a wuss, if you will. My close friends kept telling me to put wuss on my thumbnail of the movie. I've never used the word wuss before in my life, so I was like, this that feels weird. But yeah, but that is exactly what he was. It's a movie that really pushes, really like allegoricalizes, which is a word I just made up, or it really gives a great metaphor for what happens when you allow people to be to push over you, to do things just because you're afraid to speak up for yourself, and it takes it to the extreme. And I really enjoyed that part of the film. So Zach, what did you think about Speak No Evil?
I had a similar experience, I think because I saw the original 2022 Danish version of the film, the experience was even more heightened because I knew some of the plot points. I kind of knew where it was going in
Mhm.
certain ways, but those two films are very different, right? Like I think that the ending of the Danish film I will remember forever. It's one of the most haunting endings I've ever seen in my life. Real dark, messed up stuff. So I think the ending of that film is stronger, but I think that the first two-thirds of this film is more entertaining because James McAvoy is just a more entertaining actor than the one that was bad guy in that one. All four actors and the kids are just a lot more entertaining in this version. So I had a lot more fun watching this movie. While I think the ending here did take as a bigger risk, and I knew it wasn't going to do it because it's an American film and Americans would
Mhm.
have given this an F. if they
Correct.
same ending as a Danish one, but I think they are complementary with each other. They're both kind of talking about, like, people pushing you over, but the Danish one is more cultural in a way, and this is more like a societal thing, in the American version, like, where the Danish culture is to be always be nice and not make situations awkward. This one is more like James McAvoy character was like an alpha male versus Scoot McNairy being a beta. And I like
Yeah.
that they took that tone towards it. I really, really enjoyed the film. I think the action towards the end was great. I think that this is one of James McAvoy's best performances,
Mhm.
and the movie just looks really good
It
too.
does. It's
It,
real. Who put this out? Was it
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse? Yeah, that was surprising because they haven't really been batting 1,000 as it
Yeah,
comes to this year. But
this
yeah,
year was rough for Blumhouse.
yep,
But yeah, speaking of evil, for me, I think this is a full price.
absolutely. I would definitely put that at full price. I know, like you had a different experience than I did just because you saw the original one, but I still really enjoyed this film
Yeah.
for what it gave me. Yeah,
Okay. The next film's a film that you only saw, and that is The Killer's Game. Um, talk about
yeah.
that movie.
So the Killer's Game is another Dave Bautista starring movie. I oh wait, let me give the synopsis of this real quick.
Yeah, yeah. And while you do
The
that, let me
Killer.
say, hey, C, what's up?
What's up, C Money? Hope life is good. So the Killer's Game is a 2024 American action comedy film directed by. Is this a synopsis or a telling of what it is? Okay, so let's go to IMDb. When a hitman is diagnosed with a terminal illness, he decides to take a hit out on himself. But when the very hitman he hired also target his ex-girlfriend, he must fend off an army of assassin colleagues. So that is a great synopsis. And not only is it a great synopsis, I kind of wish that's what the trailer was. Because the problem with the trailer that I had was it gives you that original synopsis of, oh, this is the killer who takes out a hit on himself because he believes, he's about to expire from an illness and, his wife will get the insurance money and so on and so forth. But in the trailer, it gives you the plot twist of the fact that he's not really sick. So it's
Yeah.
like why would you give that away? Like that's
It should have just been that he was trying to protect his girlfriend. I actually like that better.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it was like I like the I had a good time with the film. I thought Dave Bautista did a great job in it. Terry Crews was kind of like the main assassin or one of the main assassin foes that he had to go that Dave Bautista had to go up against, and I thought Terry Crews did a really good job in it. And I think that he played more of like I think he was taking a lot of inspiration from like a Shaft kind of situation, like a very 70s
Okay.
black exploitation kind of like black superhero kind of thing. I think Terry Crews. I wouldn't be surprised if Terry Crews went into the writers' room and said, "Hey, this is who I want to be," right? When they
Yeah.
hired him, and I thought he did a pretty good job. And also, God, what is that man's name? Uh, Wrestler, Scottish.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre's in it, and he's in it briefly, but I thought he did an okay job. And then I can definitely see him being a bigger participant in the movie going on. This is like almost like Scorpion King ish level of actual screen time.
Mm,
For so
okay.
like when The Rock was first in Scorpion King, he was like in the last like 10 minutes. Um, and when they had the like CGI Scorpion King thing, which was very weird. If you look at it today,
Very, very rare. It's awful.
but yeah, but Killer's Game was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. It had a good story. I believe the romantic element of it. Dave Bautista is the best actor, wrestler turned actor ever, in my opinion, and he had some pretty good action chops here. And yeah, it's not a film that I'll be thinking about like far, far into the future. But anytime someone asks me about it, I'll be like, yeah, it was a good time at the movies.
So where will you rank it?
I would put this at a matinee. It's
Oh,
a fun time. I had a good time. Oh,
Uh,
wait, hold on.
what happened? Wow.
IMAX,
What happened?
full price is Speak No Evil. Matinee is like, yeah, go check this out if you have time. Yeah, matinee. Yep, matinee.
Man.
I'll put it at
Okay.
matinee. Yeah, it's not
That's
the
very
greatest
interesting
movie in
because a
the
lot of
world.
people
I don't think it's supposed to
yeah.
be.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, uh, thought it felt like a streaming movie, but the fact that you said it's worth like a discounted trip to the theater is pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I would go if you like Friday night, you need something to do. Sure, why not?
Nice. Let's see. So next film up is a film that I only saw, and also another one of my favorite film of the years. That's Red Rooms. Kellyanne is obsessed with the high-profile case of a serial killer, and reality blurs with her morbid fantasy. She goes down a dark path to get the missing video of the murder of a young girl to whom Kellyanne bears a disturbing resemblance. And I feel like that is the most bare bones synopsis that you can give without giving too much away.
Mhm.
This is a cyber thriller, serial killer, court procedural movie. It's a lot going on here. It's in Canadian France, I guess Canada, but the French part of it or whatever. And
Mhm.
we're wondering if this guy who's on trial did the murders. There's 3 young girls that they killed, all very similar backgrounds, kinda look the same, almost all in the same, age range, and there's so much evidence pointing towards him, but the way the movie is constructed, you're not too sure. And whoever is this killer is participating in snuff films, which, if you don't know what that means, is where people, record people and kill them and then sell it on internet to the dark web, and this
Oh
is like an
Lord.
actual thing, unfortunately. So our main character keeps coming to these court cases, and we're trying to figure out what her interest is here. Is she a part of it? Does she hate him? Is she trying to get revenge? You don't really know until like towards the end of the film, but the journey was so intriguing as you're trying to figure out if this girl is insane. Um, she's a vigilante, and then she runs into a girl that believes that this guy is innocent and their interaction is very interesting. And by the time you get to the end of the movie, you just feel so uncomfortable and scared because the real world implications that the film kind of puts into it is scary. It's very realistic and like this could actually happen. A lot of the things, it's a warning against technology and how technology being all parts of our life can make people invade our spaces and how there are people who are into some sick things but live very normal lives and you will never know. They could be your coworker, they could be your barber, they could be your classmate and be when they go home do some crazy stuff. So I thought this movie was absolutely fascinating. I don't think it's for everyone. It's very slow pace. It's a foreign film, so there's subtitles. So if you're not into that, you're probably not going to want to watch the movie. But for me, it just blew my mind in terms of like what it accomplished. So
It sounds
I'm gonna
good, man.
put
Where's it available at?
it's still in theaters right now. It came out September 6th.
Oh, okay.
So it's not streaming just yet. But you know, if you want to watch, just let me. I got the screener. Uh,
Sounds good.
and yeah, I'm gonna put this at a matinee. I feel like it's probably
You
better.
don't want to see it on
I
your
think I
live?
like it better than my old ass. Only because it's full price for me, but I'm gonna put it as a matinee because I don't think it's for everyone. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
No, that's fine.
So like
That makes sense.
some people go watch it and like, This was bu" but some bloke say he likes your hat."
Thank you, sir. I much appreciate that.
She said,
Yo,
"Watch, he so listen."
CC pointed it out to us, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And then I went and looked, and I was like, "Oh, you're right. He's got some surgically repaired lip situations, which is, uh, you know,
Something going on.
do what you want to do with your life and your body, but you know, life
Going
finds a way.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I have not seen Red Rooms. Definitely check it
Okay.
out if you're into something different.
Yeah.
Next one is a film that we both saw, and that is Transformers 1.
Awesome. I'll pick up the tab. Uh,
Yeah, I like that one.
let's see. Optimus Prime. Sorry. Optimus Prime and Megatron, as former friends, bonded like the hell's going on here? Optimus Prime and Megatron, as former friends bonded like brothers, the relationship ultimately changes Cybertron's fate forever. Is that supposed to be a synopsis? What's happening here?
Yeah, that's the synopsis I kept seeing.
Okay, I got a better one.
The movie at all.
The untold origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, better known as sworn enemies, but once were friends, bonding like brothers who changed the fate of Cybertron forever. Well, I guess that's a variation of what I read before, but I
Yeah.
like that one a little bit better. So yeah, Zach, what did you think of Transformers One?
Yeah, I really like this film a lot. Like I said in my review, I feel like the first half of the film feels very kiddie and Saturday morning cartoonish in
Mm-hmm.
execution and the jokes. But once they, and this is in the trailers, once they get their cogs from that, I forgot what the transformer name is, and they learn some things about what's going on, the movie takes it up a level, right? I think the
Absolutely.
writing of the film is better. I think the action is great, and I think that a lot of the story beats start just getting a lot more interesting. I think
Yeah.
Megatron, character arc, while a little bit rushed, a little bit like a shift where I was like, "Whoa, okay." I think it's still executed really, really well. Like, I'm glad they
Mm-hmm.
didn't really waste no time or try to leave it for a sequel or nothing like that. They gave us it here, and we're seeing the remnants of what the Megatron we know and love from all the Transformers films. And uh, the first time ever, I actually understood Megatron, right? Like
Yeah.
he's usually just evil, and he's just
Right.
doing it because he's a bad person. But they added some depth to his reasoning here, and while doing that, added depth to Optimus Prime, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you understand the disparity between the two. It's kind of a Superman Lex Luthor kind of thing, and I
Hmm.
really like this. But yeah, talk to me.
See, first of all, I love this movie. This movie is phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I agree with your points about the first half of the film. It did feel like the kids' movie that the first trailer like presented, right? And at first, I was kind of like, I was a little nervous because it felt very cute in the beginning. I was like, oh, this is cute. But at the same time, I was kind of like, ah. I'm 34. I want a little bit more than cute, right? When they going to start
Yeah,
shooting at each other, right? So when they going to go to war? Uh, but you're exactly right. Like once they get the transformation cogs, or I forget what they're called too, from the Elder Prime, like the and find oh shut up, and find out some other secrets about Cybertron and who was in control and so on and so forth. That's when the movie does turn up and begins to really give us the characters that we know and love, or show them over the course of time. I think the thing that I disagree with you slightly, is that they gave Optimus Prime any depth. Because to me,
sure.
I think they've really focused on Megatron and gave Megatron a lot of like the depth and the character development over the course of the film. And I really felt like the idea of where he was just content with his life as a miner on Cybertron. And once he finds out this thing that he finds out, that the secret that's going to shake Cybertron, right? He turns into the person who he becomes because he feels betrayed. To me, it kind of felt like Optimus was like, "Hey, buddy, yeah, we found this out, but you know, we can still have a good time." And like I didn't feel the transformation of Optimus as much as I felt for Megatron, because I feel like Megatron became a completely different person. I felt like Prime or Orion Pax really just felt the same throughout. And then it was like, oh, now I'm the happy-go-lucky guy who has to like stop Megatron, my best friend, from doing stuff. I didn't feel the primeness that you get from like a. And this is not me comparing him to like Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime from the '80s, but I didn't feel like, because when you come and see Optimus Prime, you're like, that's Captain America. That's the leader of the thing. That's the guy who we follow. That's the person who gives these big and long and deep speeches about the matrix of leadership and all this other stuff. It still kind of felt like he was just the same guy with a different paint job. Um, by the end of the film, it's just like his friend went off the deep end a little bit. So I like this, the, you know how we do. But it just felt like he felt the most the same. Actually, the only person who felt like changed was Megatron because Alita, Bumblebee, Badassatron, and Optimus all felt like they were the same person.
Yeah. When I say I'm not I when I say they added depth, I think I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, it added depth to his reasoning to be Optimus when, like, later on, when we get
Mm-hmm.
another movie, Optimus' reason was always just like, "I am the leader of the Autobots, and I gotta do this." Now it's kind of more of like, I have to stop my best friend from doing this thing and leading our society in a way that I think will make it go down a path of where it always was going, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that he was protecting was doing bad things, and he's like, "Well, if you do that to him, you just become him, and then we're just gonna go down the same path."
Right.
So I think that was a little bit more mature than what he was doing before. It was like, "I wanna be more." I think that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
His personality is the same, but I think his reasoning for acting was different.
Yeah. I see.
Megatron, his reason for acting and personality was different, so he had
Right.
a more drastic change than him.
When he became Red Eyes Black Dragon, that dude went. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
just like he went off. But the
Off.
thing I would love to see though is a focus of like this being Megatron's transformation in a movie, and I would love to see in a sequel if we're blessed to get one because it's not doing great at the box office, unfortunately, and they did that to themselves
No,
with
it's
that
not.
first trailer. What I would love to see is the
Yeah.
second film, if we get one, for something to happen to the Autobots that personally impacts Megatron and that changes his personality. We've got Megatron's full personality. I want to see something that Megatron himself does to an Autobot, out of his like his new faction, his self righteousness, his new like belief in life, for him to kill a Autobot and for Optimus to be like, oh no, 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 this is serious. Like now we're really at war now. So now I'm becoming a different person. Like, and he becomes this more serious type of Autobot leader, and that's what kind of gets him to that point where he is the prime that we know him to be. I think that that would be great for the first movie to be the Megatron transformation, the second one to be the Optimus transformation, and the third one to be like an all-out war for Cybertron, which leads to them heading to Earth. Right? And I think that would be a dope way to set that up.
Okay. I disappeared for a little bit. What faces I was making, what was going on, but I was hearing stuff, and then all of a sudden, I just came off screen. Sorry, guys, my internet is acting up today. I don't know why. It's like, "You streaming again? Dare you put this strain on me?"
So good, man. Well, I'm holding down the fort.
I appreciate that. But yeah, from what I heard, I agree with you. I think the second film is definitely something drastic should happen where that because I feel like Optimus probably feels optimistic
Hmm.
about maybe rebuilding the relationship with Megatron. Something needs to
Probably.
happen where they that completely breaks, right?
Hmm.
Like, oh, he's too far gone. There's no way to bring him back. I need this is all war now. Because when we
Yeah.
see these guys in the live action films or even the old animated stuff, there's no friendship. There's no
Zero.
it feels like they've been bitter rivals the whole time. So there
Right.
has to be something in these movies that show that it gets that drastic change. Because Megatron does do something messed up in this film to Optimus, but I don't think it was enough to get to that point.
Message me about it later, but or now whenever, but because I don't remember what it is, that he did.
Oh, the just drop him.
When he Mufasa scarred him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was messed up.
I that was wild. I was
Yeah. Like he was so
Taking
far gone.
yeah, that was wild.
Oh, he answered your questions. My avatar is Ty Azani from the TV series Andromeda. It's not a
Okay.
show I watched.
Yeah, I've heard of Andromeda.
Jonathan B. Swift, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. He said, I haven't seen The Substance yet, but I will. Really enjoyed Society. Yeah, that's a movie that a lot of people compare The Substance to, Society. It's on my watch
Mhm.
list now.
Yeah, I gotta. I've never heard of it, so now it's got to be on my watch list.
I grew up
Oh,
with the original Transformers cartoon from the 80s. I grew up with part of that as well. Obviously, I was born in the 90s, but still doing reruns in the 90s. And yeah, that was a good time.
I grew up with Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. Beast Wars was my jam.
Maximal, maximize, Predacons,
Uh,
terrorize. It was
where would
great.
you put Transformers One now?
Uh, Part of me wants. I I would settle for full price, but yeah, I don't think. Let me look at our list real quick. I don't know that I've seen anything better this month. From everything that we've seen, I don't know that I've watched anything better in terms of like what came out this month. I think it might be the best thing we've
Really?
seen
You
this
think
month.
it's the best movie that came out this month?
Yeah, scroll down a little bit. Let me see what else we got here. Okay, so I say, oh wow, you know what? That's tough because the Wild Robot was pretty damn good. Um, it might. Oh no, I saw. Did I see Sing? You saw Sing Sing this month. I saw Sing Sing last month. I think.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay, so yeah, it might be the best thing I saw this month. I don't
Oh
know.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
you
of
know
evil,
what? Because
speaking of
it's
evil,
not
is kind of good though.
the best thing I saw this month, I'm fine with keeping it in full price.
Let's just do that full
To
price. We might not have an
be
IMAX
fair in the
claw.
middle,
Yeah,
and I'll even put it above Speak No Evil, even though I like Speak No Evil more, just because to average it out between the both of us.
you can actually, if you want, you can actually put Speak No Evil first because I'm looking at my letterbox list right now, and Speak No Evil's quite a few spots ahead of Transformers One.
Oh, okay,
Like quite a few. Like Speak No Evil's
gotcha.
in my top 10, and what's it called is 19. Transformers One. It's 19. That's something I want to
All
implement
right.
for later on, though, Zach.
What?
Is when we talk about the movies that came out this month, we should talk about their placement in our letterbox ranking list.
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
start doing that even with the next this next
Okay.
film. Beetlejuice. Three
Hmm.
generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River and after an unexpected family tragedy. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life soon gets turned upside down when her rebellious teenage daughter discovers a mysterious portal to the afterlife. When someone says Beetlejuice's name 3 times, the mischievous demon gleefully returns to unleash his very own brand of mayhem.
Yeah.
Talk to me about
So
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice was a lot of damn fun.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed the whimsy of it. Like I enjoy all the jokes. It was aesthetically pleasing. The puppetry, the set design, Michael Keaton, of course, and Catherine O'Hara. Honest to me, to Ken, stole the show. Like she was freaking hilarious throughout this entire movie. I was about to call her Aubrey Plaza, but that's not who that is.
That's
The
her younger clone.
mini Aubrey Plaza, because I can't remember the
Yeah.
lady's name at all.
Jenna
Wednesday,
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. She was a really good addition too. But the thing I really enjoyed about Jenna Ortega's performance in this, or her character, I should say, is that Jenna Ortega is known for playing like the what would you call it? Like the smart ass, smart aleck kind of like goth chick
Mm.
kind of thing that she's carved
Mhm.
out for herself. What I really liked about this
Yeah,
film, which I didn't really hear talked about a lot, was that she was the person who was like, no, none of that stuff is real. Like, so they kind of went a different direction with Jenna Ortega in this film, where she's not just
yeah.
into all the ghosts and all the stuff like that. She's telling her mom, "I don't believe you. You need more people." Right. So, like all that type of stuff that's happening during the film, she's not down for until she meets Homeboy. But despite all the fun that I had during this movie with the music, with the practical effects, with everything, and one thing I'll definitely mention is the pacing, is that it's a very flawed film. If I take a few seconds, which I have admitted that I decided not to take a more critical eye to this movie because of how much I laughed during it. If I take the magnifying glass, I don't know that this is a great movie in and of itself. If you have not seen the first movie, Lost completely, in my opinion. Like you had no idea what's going on. Now, does a movie, especially a sequel, need to tell you everything that happens? No, but typically I like my sequels where it's more so self-contained, and not even self-contained as like it doesn't bring anything from the past, but more like self-contained as much as a episode of Law and Order is self-contained, right? It's like the characters have had history, you can tell, but we're on a new case. We're doing a new thing here, even though we're the same people. And this movie kind of really relies on you having watched the first movie. But way too many plot lines. Way too many plot lines that are unbalanced. And the most interesting one, which is Beetlejuice's a past person, a person from Beetlejuice's past coming up and having an amazing like assembly scene, if you will, and
Yeah.
introduction into the film, then goes absolutely nowhere. Just walks around sucking people's souls out. Pause. Right.
Not in a
So
good way.
yeah, not in a good way. So like all of that happened, and then they focus on another plot line with Jenna Ortega in this boy next door kind of or across town kind of storyline. That was kind of like, I don't care about this. Where's Beetlejuice's friend from back in the day? Right? So because that's the ghost, or you know, the ghost that we were introduced to. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on it. One last thing I'll say is I thought that Willem Dafoe was hilarious in this movie and a great addition to this, and the makeup that they had on him was also really awesome.
Amazing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this movie is saved by the pacing because it doesn't allow you to think. It's moving like that. So yeah, but ultimately I had fun. Decided not to think about it on purpose because I laughed a lot. And as an American, I have the right to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of things you said. I try not to think too hard about this movie. I don't think it's great. I think it's really good. It's fun. It
Hmm.
drops you back in the world with these characters, and you're having fun with them.
Yeah.
I'm a little different in terms of like what interests me. I did not care about Beetlejuice ex-girlfriend. There
Mhm.
was nothing interesting about that aspect. I found Jenna Ortega and the neighbor's storyline to be the most interesting one, and it didn't get fleshed out. It was kind of rushed
That's
through
fair.
because my favorite part of the original Beetlejuice was the Maitlands, which they were severely missed in this one, right?
Yeah,
And I get
I
why they
agree.
couldn't be in here because the actors are older and ghosts don't become old.
Right.
Um, but I really liked I really liked the Maitlands in that one. I think they were the heart and soul of that film, and Beetlejuice using sprinkled throughout the first film helped that film. He wasn't too much of the juice, and I think he got a little bit more juice in this one, which caused it
Mhm.
to be a little bit more chaotic. But the
Are you
story
saying
wasn't
juice on
as
purpose?
solid, huh?
Are you saying juice on purpose?
Oh yeah, of course. Can be clever sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, so like when they did the thing with Jenna Ortega and the neighbor, I was like, okay, so they're gonna be the placement for the Maitlands because we don't
Mhm.
have them in here. And I was ready to go along with that journey. And the fact that she didn't believe in the ghost stuff and he was what he was, I was like, ooh, this is what Ghostbusters tried to do and failed. Hopefully they do it correctly here. And they didn't. Uh And I hope someone one day finds a way to do that storyline in a cool way.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I still had a lot of fun. Like you said, Willem Dafoe is a he is having first of all, he's another one like Aubrey Plaza having a great year, right? He's
Yep.
been in like
Oh, yeah.
tons of films. He's having so much fun in this one. He's gonna be in Nosferatu. He's in some other film coming up before that. He was in Kinds of
Mhm.
Kindness. He's in
He was
everything.
great
William
in
Dafoe is
California
like,
too.
look, I'm getting ready to retire. Put me in
Yeah.
every movie possible. Um, yeah, and I just really had a good time with all the characters. Just the story was just really messy.
One interesting thing that you said, especially about like Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, is I realized through conversation with friends and what have you that I have the exact same complaints about this
Yeah,
movie that I have Frozen Empire, but I like this movie a lot more, and I don't know why necessarily. I feel like maybe it's because even though this movie had the same issues, there weren't 2,000 characters to follow like Frozen Empire. It was very set in the amount of characters that it had, even though it kind of, one could argue, still had too many. It didn't have the old team, the new team, three new ghosts, this dude, Camille Najani being a firebender. Like it had all that other stuff, right? And then
yeah,
it even had like they even had like the ghost human relationship, both of them,
yeah,
and the villain that doesn't show up until the end of the film, and so on. And so,
yep,
like all of it is the same, but I definitely enjoyed uh, Beetlejuice a lot more.
yeah. This movie just doesn't take itself as serious as Frozen Empire does. The characters are more interesting
Yeah.
and varied. And it's just a lot more fun. I think Frozen Empire took itself a little bit more serious than this one
Hmm.
did, and I think that's the big difference between the two.
Yeah.
Um,
Would
and
you want
on
to
Letterbox,
Beetlejuice?
that's funny that you said that because Collective Movie said, "Did you hear they might be making a third one?" I hope not.
Mm,
Because I love the first one, I like this one. I'll be down for a third one. I don't know if Tim Burton's gonna be able to do that because he's like 85, and
hmm.
it took him 30 years to make this one.
Yeah.
But if he was able to fast track it or have someone else hand the reins over to somebody else, I'm down. I don't see any reason why they can't do a third one.
I want them to do a third one just because I want them to complete the Beetlejuice thing. Like,
Yeah.
just that by itself is enough for me to want to see another one. And the fact that I had fun with this one, right? So, yeah, I agree. I definitely want another one.
He said, I pre-ordered the glow in the dark steelbook for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Nice. I didn't even know they
Nice.
had that. That's dope. Beetlejuice was fun, just all over the place. I agree.
Accurate.
He's just asking, where did you get the steelbook from? Yeah, let us know where you got the steelbook from, man. Because I will get that. That sounds interesting. Even though I didn't love the movie, but a glow in the dark steelbook sounds awesome. So
Hmm.
where are we putting Beetlejuice Beetlejuice?
I would say matinee. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Do you like it more than the Killer's Game?
yeah, I do.
Okay. You haven't seen these other two films, so I don't know.
Right. So I can't
I
judge
don't
it.
like it more than those two,
Hmm.
but I think right here for now is fine. Where do you have it with your letterbox? What number is it?
It is 32.
Okay. Mine's 65.
Okay. Honestly, either one of those are fair. And if I think about it more, it'll probably drop like considerably. I do this thing where I always like grade high and then backtrack as time goes on. Because right
Yeah.
now it what's in front of it is A Quiet Place Day One, and what's right behind it is Trap, and I'm like, I don't even know if I like it more than Trap necessarily. I don't know, but uh, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. It'll probably drop over time.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know I'm probably gonna have to re-review some of these movies that I've had and rearrange and stuff like that. There's a lot of like good to great films, or at least I think they're great films, are like I don't know where to flip flop them because I kind of all enjoy them around the same. So I'm trying to find faults in them to
Hmm.
drop them down lower.
Yeah,
So that's where I'm at right now. So the next film up is The Substance.
substance.
Yeah, you got a synopsis for us?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was still traumatized. Um, I uh, I don't even know if I should say this out loud. but I will because I'm transparent like that. Even though I don't know if I should be. So my father, who I love, who I'm well pleased with. No, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, so there was a time in which there was a rehab, a drug recovery situation, and at that
Mhm,
spot, there were other people who were living there, and there was one guy who was always super peculiar, would say like different phrases that put words together in ways in which you just didn't think that anybody would say. And one day he was like, "Y'all got that substance for cereal?" I was like, "What are you talking about? Like you got that substance for cereal?" I'm like, "Milk?" He's like, "Yeah, that substance for cereal." He was dead ass though. He wasn't joking.
oh,
He
wow.
called it that substance for cereal. So the substance just reminded me of that. It might actually
Oh,
explain
wow.
why I say things so weirdly. But yeah. Anyway, um, Elizabeth Sparkle, renowned for an aerobic show, faces a devastating blow on her 50th birthday as her boss fires her. Amid her distress, a laboratory offers her a substance which promises to transform her into an enhanced version of herself. That's a pretty good synopsis and doesn't really give much away about the film. So, yeah, Zach, what did you think about the substance?
I loved it. I love films that take big swings, that put everything they can in every frame of the film. It has a clear vision, is written really well, performed really well, has a message that makes sense, and I feel like they, for the most part, uh, explore it, and it's just bombastic. I like was it maximalistic storytelling. I really like that. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once is my favorite movie.
Yeah,
That's as max as you can get, right?
right, right.
And I think The Substance really nails down all the themes that it goes for. But even if you strip the themes, you don't even think about that. Just as a film, it's just entertaining
Hmm.
from beginning to end.
Yeah.
If you watch the trailer for this movie and the way it's paced, the movie is paced just like that.
Yes, it
There's
is.
no time for you to settle and really think about anything, but not in a bad way. It's purposeful
Right.
because every scene gives you exactly what you need, so you understand where we're going moving forward.
Mhm.
And there's not a lot of dialogue in the movie, which I realized after, and they use
Really?
silence really, really well in this movie.
Mhm.
There's a lot of moments of just silence, of just analyzing the room, analyzing what the hell just happened. There's a lot of you hearing what's happening and seeing it, but hearing it not like screams and things like that. And I think it really makes you and gets you absorbed into the moment. I think Demi Moore, Oscar-worthy performance. I think Margaret Qualley also has an understated performance that probably could get nominated. I think Dennis Quaid is Harvey Weinsteining it up in the best
He
way
is,
possible.
isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Harvey for a reason.
I didn't even catch that.
The movie gives you real close-ups of people mouths eating shrimp, which is the most disgusting thing ever.
Psh,
Uh,
bro.
there's blood, there's guts. I heard some people say there's not enough gore. I can see that if you're expecting a gore fest, there's not. It's more just horrific body horror.
Right.
And yeah, the music is good. I like
Mhm.
that the substance was kind of just a generic, just the substance, because it can be applied to everything now,
Yeah.
pills, injections, surgeries, and different things like that. And I like that the movie didn't defy its rules, right? Like it easily could have tried to defy its rules, like many movies establish stuff, and then because the rules get in the way for them doing something cool, they just throw it away and then do the cool thing. This
Yep.
movie's cool thing is because of the rule.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could talk about this movie on hours upon hours upon hours. I took my niece, she's 20, so don't worry, I didn't take
Oh, whew.
a little
I
person to go
was
see this.
scared.
I didn't take a kid to go see this, but this was the first time seeing a body horror film and a weird film like this, right? And I was waiting to see her reaction, and she absolutely loved it.
That's
She
fucking.
absolutely loved it. And she just kept talking about it, and I was so proud of her because she was getting all the themes. She was pointing out stuff that I didn't even see that I used in my review, and and it was just a great moment. So just for that, that's like a core memory I will have forever because of this movie. But
That's
yeah,
all.
tell me what you think about The Substance, man.
I too love this film. I had a great time watching it. Well, I appreciate it a lot for what it did. I wouldn't say I had a great time watching it. I had a great time watching it because of the emotional and mental state that it put me in while I was watching it. I felt like mm, something I stole from my friend when we watched it was it. I wanted it to let go of me. Right, I felt like it grabbed a hold of me and it wouldn't let me go. Right, and especially in that last hour of the film, I was begging for the credits to roll, right? Because of like how like gross and ingrained like the body horror got. But even though I kept wanting the credits to roll, by the time that it did roll, I didn't feel like, oh, that was too much. Right? I kind of felt like
Mhm.
I understood why it went on so long. And I also understood
Yeah,
why the beginning part when Demi Moore's Elizabeth Sparkle, Demi Moore's character, um, is it Demi Moore or Demi Moore? Demi Moore, I'm pretty sure. Changes into Margaret Qualley's character of Sue. Like there was a section in that which I did cut out in my review because I thought it was being too wordy, where I wanted that to stop. Like I was like I felt like not offended, but I felt uncomfortable watching this young lady's body just be displayed on screen for that long. It made me feel like, yo, what y'all doing? You're like, yo, we don't have to do this. It felt quote unquote. I don't know why I said quote unquote. I don't even think that applies. It felt pornographic at some at some
exploitative.
point. Yeah, exploitive. Yeah, exploitative. Yes. At some points, I was like, hey, we don't need to. It's almost like I don't mean to like cast aspersions on this person, but it's almost like when you're watching a Michael Bay film and it gives you like this slow motion women just like walking across. It has nothing to do with what's going on, and you're just like, yes, they're attractive women, but they have nothing to do with its plot, right? It
Yeah.
felt like that to the point where my friend leaned over to me and said, "I still don't know what this movie is about," and you just keep showing me this girl, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So what I loved about that though is, and with Dennis Quaid, Harvey eating the shrimp and that feeling gross because they kept focusing on it, was at the end it kind of sets you up for this feeling of we're going to stay on this much longer. You're going to be here much longer than you want to be, right? In this scenario, so they actually set that up right at the beginning with what's beautiful and what's good, uh, attractive people, good food, they're good. But by the time you get to the end, you're also feeling the same way you felt about the good food and the attractive people that you do about the body horror, which is I've been here too long. This is too much, right? I wish I said that as good on my reviews. I just said it right now, but but yeah. So it's a really good examination of like how much is too much, as well as this overindulgence is another thing that
Mhm.
it really examines. And I love the fact that it didn't it like what you said. It never broke its rules. When the rules are broken, you feel like he told you that would happen. I it's not even like
However,
half half of me is like, I don't feel bad for you. You were told. The other half of me feels like, hey, I also don't want you to become a monster, but like I'm not heartless. But it's like it's almost like yo, but that's what I also loved about it, like the understatedness of the people who are behind the substance. We don't need to know about them. They're not the point of the movie. We don't need to do an
no.
investigation. So many other movies would have been like, let's find out who's behind the substance and the factory and all this other stuff. No, let's
Mhm.
keep the
Yep.
main thing. The main thing. The substance has rules. You broke the rules of the substance, and now you look like that substance
Consequences.
for cereal, right? So it's yeah. So I really enjoyed this film. It's for me, it's number 5 on
Your letterbox list.
my letterbox list. And it may change between. I'm looking at the Substance, Alien Romulus is right behind that, and Strange Darling is right behind that, and those three are going to rotate throughout the rest of the year.
Rotate. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are 3 great movies to rotate around.
yeah.
Right now, The Substance is number 2 for me.
Oh, nice,
Um,
nice,
I
nice,
didn't
nice.
think it was anything was gonna it's funny, I didn't think anything was gonna beat Monkey Man as number 2,
Hmm.
but now no Monkey Man is number 3. Yo, I gotta say, the second half of 2024 is cooking.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cooking something up.
yeah.
It's starting to stir. I don't know what happened in the first half. We had Doom Part 2, and that was kinda
Hmm.
about it, but this shit right here, because a lot of movies that I liked in the first half are, like,
Yeah.
in the middle to the bottom of my list now,
Yep.
and not a bad way. Like, I have some good movies toward the bottom of my list.
Hmm.
I only really have, like, 10 bad films out of the 95 I've seen. But
Really?
yeah, but, like,
Wait, what?
2024,
You've seen
second?
95 films? God, I'm always
Yeah,
behind you.
I'm up to 95 now.
I'm always behind you. But I'm sorry.
But this shit is cooking, and I gotta say, I do think I agree with you that when they were like she was ogling herself and she was naked in the mirror and stuff like that, I was like I felt like it was a little egregious.
Mhm.
But then after the movie, I understood why. Like Demi Moore sat there, looked at herself naked, and saw all the imperfections of her older body, and it makes sense if in real life you took something like this, you would oogle yourself. Oh, look
Right.
how great I look. And
Yeah.
I felt like that's what the scene was. And you know, the movie was also kind of pointing a finger at us as a viewer. I think that's why there's so much egregious like butt shots of Margaret Qualley and her
Mhm.
dancing and her crotch. It's just like, look, when Demi Moore was doing this, her aerobic thing, you were like, eh, but Margaret Qualley's twerking and doing all this stuff, and now you're excited. Like, I think that that's where the movie was coming at in that aspect. But yeah, I couldn't.
I'll send you a
That
message
last,
about that later that won't get me canceled
yeah,
on here. Yeah.
gotcha. The last 20 minutes was insane. Let's see. For me, the substance. Oh man, I can't say you can go see it in IMAX, but for me, it's the best full price film.
I agree with that 100%.
Okay, gotcha.
I
Let's
100%
see
agree with
what
that.
let's see what the people are saying in the chat real quick. We're not ignoring you. She said, CC said, I do same Kenny. Um, Megalopolis was a 3.5. Well, 3 out of 5. Now it's a 2.5. Make sense?
I hear that. I hear that for
I
sure.
actually did not give it a rating in my review, and I'll explain that in my review when it comes out. I'm actually finishing editing that after this. Um, I will not be seeing this movie after listening to this review. There's needles in the movie, and I do not like those. So yeah, if you don't like needles, do not watch this movie.
Yo, if you don't like needles, teeth, or fingernail torture ish kind of situations, avoid.
Avoid.
Abort. Yeah.
Yeah, man. She said, I can't wait until I can watch The Substance. I'm so sad that it's not ready, man. If there
Zach froze. So basically, are you good? You ready? You there?
Yep, I think I'm back. Yep.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I hear
He
you. You're back.
said, hey guys, how's it going tonight? Jason Entertainment, what's up? Welcome to the live
Jason
stream, man.
Entertainment.
He said, I can't wait to watch The Substance. We definitely had some great films in September. We definitely had some
We really
very
did.
different films. Kenny Sparks, do you want me to send you a picture where you can get the glow in the dark Beetlejuice steelbook?
I don't. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
really collect physical media. I
he's
know I'm
not
an
a physical media
outcast
guy.
in that sense, but I collect too many things as it is right now.
Hey, Toby Lines, what's up? He said, hello, Hope.
Yeah, we're having a fantastic week, man. I'm doing great, actually. I'm doing okay. Zach Rose
Again, am I
again.
back?
You back?
Back?
You're back. Good, good.
Okay. I thought the Wild Robot, the animation in that film was amazing. The story was so heartfelt, and also we're so lucky to get Transformers One. What am I? Opinion wasn't as good. We're so lucky to get Transformers One. I'm not sure what the end of that meant. Also, hopefully we get a sequel to Wild Robot because there are 3 books. Would you guys prefer they do make a sequel or not? Yeah, I'm for a sequel.
I, yeah, I'm totally down for a sequel to Wild Robot. I was in there crying, crazy.
Hey, Nanette, what's up? She's been a
What's up,
member for
Nanette?
5 months. I appreciate you so much for being a channel member.
It's good to
I
see
can't
you.
answer that question because I haven't seen it. Okay. Just wondering how many movies are you guys up to? I think I said I was 95.
I'm at 86 right now.
Let me confirm. No, I'm at 97. Sorry, I lied.
This guy. I'm at 86 currently.
Haven't seen The Substance. Definitely want to. Hey, Nanette. All right. So we ranked The Substance. The next movie up is something that somebody just mentioned, and that is The Wild Robot. I have the synopsis. Let me read it.
Hmm.
Shipwrecked on a deserted island, a robot named Roz must learn to adapt into his new surroundings. Building relationships with the native animals, Roz soon develops a parental bond with an orphan gosling. But yeah, um, this was a very wild experience in the theater because it's a wild robot. Sorry, I apologize.
I
Um,
just knew it. I knew you were going to do that.
you know me too well, but you didn't stop me.
Yep.
Yeah, I was excited for this movie. I thought that the trailers were really strong. I gave me real big Iron Giant vibes, and I was
It
correct.
did. It did.
I
Yeah.
think this is the modern Iron Giant for the
Mm,
kiddies now that probably and it's hard to find that movie. It's not on streaming or anything. So for the kiddies now, it's emotional, it's heartfelt, it's well meaning, it is predictable, but it's executed in a way where the journey is worth it. And the animation, like, and no one's talking about how animation is going crazy in 2020s, bruh. Last Wish, Mutant Mayhem, Across the Spider Verse, and Into the Spider Verse, Nimona, that's on Netflix. This, and I feel like there's something else I'm missing out on. Even like Transformers One has a unique art style. Animation is starting to get back into the revolutionary territory. And this adds on to it. The animation is absolutely mind-blowingly beautiful. That is worth seeing just alone just to see the animation. The voice
agreed.
acting is phenomenal. I didn't realize the voice cast was so stacked until the credits
Neither did
hit.
I. Yeah.
Mark Hamill, Stephanie Sue, Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal.
Didn't recognize
Um,
him at all.
no, as the Fox? Hell no, I
No.
didn't realize that was him. Catherine O'Hara, once again,
Yep.
almost and doing a great job. She was the
Yeah.
possum, and I didn't even realize that was her. There's so many great voice things, but like Lupita Nyong'o
Mm-hmm.
steals the show with her voice.
Yeah,
What
she
she
does.
has to do as Roz is absolutely fantastic. Going
Mhm.
from what I say like a walking ad to this developed character was just and it was earned. It wasn't like she just became this developed character out of nowhere. We spent so much time seeing her slowly turn into this thing that I absolutely loved it. It was just such a wonderful
I think Zach froze a little bit again. It's okay. It's okay.
when will I come back? Oh, I'm back.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me.
Me. Okay. I was saying, how do you feel about the wild robot?
I think it's great. Pardon me. So the Wild Robot is absolutely fantastic. When you talk about the animation in the film, I think that was the thing that was the most striking to me. Like, if I was so story time, real quick, promise. The movie theater I went to go see it in, I never go to the movies in, or rarely do, because it's one of those theaters where you could tell that the light bulb that they used behind the screen was the cheapest one that they could find, and everything is dark and blurry and what have you. But I was running out of time, blah 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 blah. I went to this one and it just looked absolutely amazing. They just improved their screens, which is great. It looks like everything is
That's
better.
perfect timing.
Yeah, and I saw Megalopolis at the same theater today. They improved their screens for sure. Um,
Yes.
which is great because it's actually the closest theater to me. I don't have to like go fight for parking downtown. Anyway, but yeah, the animation was fantastic. Lupita Nyong'o, just like you mentioned, like her voice work was great. But the thing that I absolutely love about this film is the character arc of Ross, the character arc of Ross, the character arc is of the Fox, whose name I forget, Pedro
Thanks.
Pascal's Fox, and just like the task that Roz has taken on to complete is very simple,
Mhm.
but the way that it's told is it just makes you more uh I don't even know what like what I'm trying to say. It makes you more like
Invested.
invested
Yeah.
in what's happening, and you're
Yep.
afraid of what does it mean if Roz fails at this task. What does it mean for Roz? What does it mean for the gooseling, I think it's called, the
Yeah.
gosling.
Bright Bill.
Yeah, what does it mean for the gosling? What does it mean for the wolf? What does it mean for the forest in general? And then as the movie progressive and we learn more about Roz and Roz's past and uh actually Roz's future in a little bit, like we just get like this full like holistic view of everyone in their place in this world. And because of that, especially I want to say Catherine Hahn's possum character, like we get a
Mhm.
fully realized understanding of every single character in this film. No one feels like, oh, we don't need that person. They all feel necessary. And yeah,
Mhm.
man, and it's like oh God, I had this tiny little girl sitting behind me and with her parent, and it was like, "Is Ross sad?" I was like tearing up because I'm hearing these kids like, "Wait,
Yeah.
is he sad?" And I was like, "Oh my god, my heart!" So it's
They
great.
invested.
Yeah, our friend T from Have You Seen with T, he asked us the other day, is it for kids or is it for like adults? And it does a Pixar thing where it's for both. It really has you as an adult and has kids as well invested in both. You got the cute animals, and the robot honestly kind of feels like it's for us. Oh my god! And the different things that it does with Roz's like robotness, like Ross's body, and the way that it functions and works, and the compartments and the tools and all the my lord, they put a lot of thought into
Poetry.
like how Roz actually functions and how it will
Yeah.
be advantageous. This movie's phenomenal. I absolutely love this film. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is Wild Robot, man.
They utilize I think I love that you said that because I didn't even think about that. They utilize everything about this film.
Yeah.
Like you said, the all the robotic stuff, they utilize everything that she's a robot. What happens if the robot loses his leg? What happens like little stuff like that.
Right.
Um, they utilize the forest, they utilize all the animals in the forest, like
Yeah.
everything is utilized. Even the where Ross comes from, is utilized in a entertaining way and
Yep.
sets things up for a sequel, and the stakes are high. And one thing about this movie where I said feel like it's kind of predictable, it does something in the 3rd act where I got worried, right? Like, I was like, maybe this might not go as happy as I thought it was gonna go." And
Hmm.
that's really strong. You got me so invested in the story, you got me so invested in the characters. I start my suspension of disbelief is, like, strong.
Yeah.
Like, I can be like, "You know what? Maybe some shit might happen." So, yeah, I implore everyone, go watch The Wild Robot. This
Hmm.
is, not the most original film in the world, but it's such a great film. A film that we don't get often in terms of,
Yeah.
like, the simplicity and the greatness of it that we need to support it. It's doing well at the box office, but it could do better. It should ride the wave like Elemental did last year, which was another great animated film that I loved. and I think came out around the same time, which is kind of funny. That I think, oh no, I think Elemental came out in like August, but definitely go support this film. I think for me, this is easily a IMAX film. Um,
I would agree.
this is a movie that you pay the extra dollar for to see the beautiful animation on that IMAX screen, the sound design, the score, the characters. I think it will blow you away how good this looks on IMAX.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Um, man, this yeah, you're right about the second half of this year. There's a lot of good movies.
Yo, it's cooking, bro. And another thing
Yeah,
is like there's a lot of small like Joker's coming out, right? We got that coming. That's
I'm
cooking.
seeing
I'm
that
seeing it
tomorrow night.
tomorrow.
Actually, yeah,
Me too. And then because I'm seeing Joker. I'm not seeing Joker on Friday. There's two Oscar play movies coming out this weekend that I might get to go see. The Outrun, which is might be a lead performance for Saoirse Ronan, and then Saturday Night is coming out.
oh, is that this
Um,
week? Saturday night. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm definitely interested in that because the first trailer for Saturday
Back,
night.
tell me when I'm back. When
You're
I'm
back,
back.
like cook crack.
Hey, okay. I could crack. But yeah, Saturday night's coming out, and like we have a bunch of smaller films coming out through the next couple of weeks. A24 still has 6 films to come out for the rest of the year, which blows my mind that they got all this money.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah,
they've already released
right.
like 6 movies already.
Yeah, and even though I didn't like it, that's kind of the benefit of Civil War. You know what I mean? You put out that big budget movie or mid budget movie and get some return back. You
I'm back.
get to
Tell me
spend some
when
money.
I'm back.
You're back.
Okay. Damn it, internet. Why are you doing this to me? First time back live streaming, you mess it up. Sorry, what were you saying? Even though you didn't like it?
Even though I didn't like it, Civil War, the benefit of it is even though it's a mid tier budget movie, it did bring in some money, and now they can spend that money on more films. So I think
Yeah.
A24 is going to be the norm for A24 to just put out more. I'm actually surprised by the amount of films that Blumhouse has put out this year,
Yeah.
and they still have more left. My lord,
And all their movies are making money. You know, we're trashing them, but all these movies that we think are bad, well, I
yeah,
don't I had fun with a couple of these films.
hmm
They're making money. Like
yeah,
they know what they're doing. People like these inanimate object films that speaking of it, we think Speak No Evil might be the best one, but I think out of all the films, it's making them the least amount of money, which is
mm,
crazy.
yeah,
Um But, yeah, like, these smaller studios are killing it, right? And the bigger studios are Disney's back on the board now, right? Inside Out
yep,
2 and Deadpool and Wolverine.
yep.
And then Moana 2 is gonna go
I
crazy,
forgot about Moana too.
and Mufasa is it called Mufasa?
I can't
Mufasa
wait
Lion,
for that.
that's gonna go crazy. That looks way better than the first one did.
Yo,
Like,
yeah,
every time I see that trailer, I'm like, "Oh my god, I might go see this."
yeah. I'm definitely seeing it because I'm a huge Lion King fan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
just like I'm not gonna be able to make my top 10 year list until
mm,
2025 because there's so much coming out in December. Nosferatu and all this other stuff. So,
mhm.
yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for I may be crazy, but I love it when kids say dark stuff like, "Are you trying to kill us?" Yes!
Yeah, the
Thank
humor in that was
you.
super dark.
Yeah, the little possums, they were adorable, but it was hilarious. Them playing dead. The little thing coming up, "Oh, kill us?" No, it's us. That was
Yo,
so
that
cute and
was
funny.
so funny. Oh, and the callback to that later on in the film was freaking hilarious.
Yes. Oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah, the whole possum family was worth the price of admission by itself.
Yeah. Yo,
Mhm.
it's so much worth the price of admission to go check this out, especially if you have a little one.
Yeah.
Hold on, where's the list? Or I can just go right here. Okay. Movie that just came out.
Whoo! 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 Megalopolis. Mega stop of this. My lord.
Am I back? Okay.
You're back.
All right. Yeah, this one, Megalopolis. I know this is gonna be
Ooh,
a very interesting conversation. There's 2
Jesus,
movies I was like, I'm ready to talk to Kenny about, and this is number 1.
Jesus.
Alright, Kenny, since you're not gonna be putting out a formal review for this video go tell me how you feel about this.
What the fuck just happened? Yo, I'm so glad I already said I wasn't going to put a review out for it because if I did say I was putting a review out for it, it would have been like 5 to 6 minutes of me saying, "I don't know, man. Y'all tell me, right?" Or some variation of like, "I don't know what to tell y'all." But this movie. So here's the credit I'll give the movie. Right, I was never bored during this film. So
Agree.
whereas if I was actually bored during this movie, it would have been at the very bottom of my list because the movie's nonsensical, in my opinion. The movie's very nonsensical, but it's not at the bottom. It's actually it's not a, it's mid middle. It's bottom. It's bottom. It's bottom.
Of the
It's
middle.
top of the. It's the top of the bottom, basically. Right? It's like it's not
That's
good. It's like
hilarious.
I gave it like 2 stars on Letterbox. So it's somebody's favorite movie, which would have been my rating, right? This movie starring Adam Driver and a bunch of other well-known actors and actresses. Aubrey Plaza plays a huge role in this film. They're
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. I'm sorry. I was texting during this movie because I was I was inconsolable. I was texting a friend. I was like, every time Shia LaBeouf comes on screen, I get more and more confused about what the hell is going on in this movie. Like it's like every time he comes on screen, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? You know that Jim Carrey meme from Truman Show? It's like, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to? Like that. That's how I felt during this entire movie. And actually, that's exactly how I saw for a movie that we'll talk about later on in this stream. Because I felt the same way back to back days, day or night. Because I watched that last night and watched this morning. I will say that the production value is wasn't bad. It wasn't something I was just like outright like, oh, this looks horrible. I
Yeah.
just felt like everything worked against itself. It was like, hey, here's an idea I have. What if I immediately compete with my own idea by introducing something that has nothing to do with the idea I just mentioned? And now we're going to talk about this. If I were to compare this experience to another experience I've had, I can't even say recently, the last year would be The Boy and the Heron, where I was sitting there like, this feels like you started a sentence and stopped that sentence and then just started a different sentence. And you kept doing that throughout the rest of the film. Another meme I'll reference is that little kid that goes like, "Have you ever felt like?" And and then you sing. And that's what this movie felt like for 2 hours of it, right? Um, and I don't know what Francis Ford Coppola was trying to say. I don't understand why uh, Adam Driver had time was a time lord. I'm not even sure if that was ever explained.
No.
Oh, the wife of my youth. Look at this. Look at this burrito. You know what I'm saying? Find yourself a
Mm,
wife.
delicious.
Find yourself a good thing is what the Bible tells us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And what is it? This agua, the H2?
I'm warning you.
What?
H2?
It's,
It is a jerk cheesesteak burrito
it's a jerk cheesesteak
I miss
burrito?
with green
Sparks.
bean salad in it. So it may be a lot.
She said it's a jerk cheesesteak burrito.
Ah, you eating
The
good.
Bible says, "Who
You eat
finds a wife finds himself a good thing," if you will. Um, but yeah, so yeah, this movie was ultimately confusing. I'm sorry, I've been talking for way too long about it, but
no worries.
I literally felt, and I'll wrap it up by saying this: I literally felt at the end of the film, what did you want me to get out of that? Because I'm not sure. So, what did you think about it? Because that's everything I'm going to say is a variation of that. The why were the I was about to sport. It's not even a sport. Why were the statues fainting?
That was a visualization that he was only seeing. That wasn't real statues.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't know if anybody here knows this. Zach is much more um, media or film literate than I am, so I miss a lot of things that Zach catches. So Zach is the perfect person to talk about with this. So Zach, take it away.
Yeah. Where do I start? Because okay, let's start because you said something amongst what you were saying, which was all right. Because I saw somebody say everyone's opinion about this movie is right, and I think that is exactly
Oh,
this is an art piece where, like, you know, those you ever go into a museum and you see art on the wall, and there's some people like, this is so amazing, I get this out of it, and you look at it, you don't get anything out of it.
yeah,
This is
definitely.
the movie version of that shit because
Mm,
there's so much going on in this movie. And you said that with Boy and the Heron, started a sentence and then stopped. I don't think it started a sentence and stopped. It would start a sentence and halfway between the middle of the sentence, it stopped it and put it in another part of the movie and just kept doing that until we got to the end.
boy,
It just one sentence
yeah,
which should end in the first act gets
yeah.
stretched and cut up throughout the movie. So you're like,
Mhm.
okay, I am. And then the I am stops there. And then the second act comes in, is like struggling. The next thing comes in. This movie is the wildest movie I've ever seen. This is one of the my favorite theater experiences I've had all year. Probably the most fun I had in theater all year because I was laughing. This movie is a comedy. And he didn't advertise it as a comedy, but it is a comedy because there's so much there that's intentionally funny and unintentionally funny,
Mhm.
that I thought was hilarious. And then there's parts that I thought was brilliant and I was engaged in, but then get cuts off because they do something with Lawrence Fishburne talking for no reason. And then it was
Was he narrating to us or to himself?
yeah, I don't know. I thought he
Who
said
was
he
he
was a
talking
historian,
to?
I think. I was like, is he documenting everything? I don't know what the point. There was so many people in this movie. I was like, why are you in this movie?
Right.
What are you? Lawrence Fishburne was number one. That could have been any generic black guy chauffeuring this man around.
Yeah.
It did not need to be Lawrence Fishburne.
I mean, but not everybody has the voice of Lawrence Fishburne.
That's true. Also, that's
He's
also true.
regal in that way.
He's very regal with what he's saying. But
Yeah.
he was really reading stuff that we could read that was on the wall at one point, and I was like, what is happening? I can read that. You don't need to recite it to me. Um, I don't know how to like. I just had a stream of consciousness. Like I said, my review is going to come out tomorrow. For people who are my channel members, you'll get it as soon as the stream is over, and I've in like that. Like it's going to take me like 15 minutes to finish editing it, and it'll come out tomorrow for everybody else 11 o'clock. But this, the story of this film is Adam Driver is playing someone named Caesar. This is a fable, so it's an alternate reality of the reality that we live in, and New York has become New Rome. He is trying to push society forward because he discovered some element which we never know how he really actually discovered. I think they tried to explain it. I still don't know how. That that can self-replicate itself depending on the needs of humanity and will be self-sustaining, so we won't have to worry about building buildings and making space. No more homelessness, no more class divide, and all the stuff that we divide ourselves, he will fix with this. The
Mm,
issue is Charles Esposito, who's the mayor of the current New Rome, wants things to stay the same because he feels like he's going to sacrifice the people that currently live there for the future. And that's the ideals that's battling here. The problem with the movie is that that's not the focus. Like just like the sentence metaphor he just made, where it starts a sentence, the pieces of a said is spread throughout the movie, but
Zach, I think you froze again.
why are you
Yeah,
cutting me off, Francis Ford Coppola? I tell her the truth.
it was him. It was definitely him.
He's like, I don't know what y'all meant, but it's there's so much going on in this movie at the same time that you're trying to grasp, and you just feel like you're falling. Like the biggest compliment I could give this movie is that I've never seen a movie like this before. I know she said this is a remake of the 1927 film. I don't think it actually is. I think you're talking about Metropolis. I think that's the only movie that's similar to Megalopolis, but only in certain themes. But there's never been a movie that like this before, and there never will be another movie like this again. They will never let anyone release a movie like this in theaters. Maybe on streaming, but there will never ever be $120 million art house monstrosity like this ever before. So I appreciate it on the basis of that.
I think one of the more surprising things about this film is that it's only 2 hours.
2 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And it feels like this length of Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yo, because I thought before going to see this movie, before even seeing the runtime, I was like, it's for sure 3 hours and some change.
Yeah, it's
Because
Francis. Of
like
course
the
it is.
visuals, it was giving 3 hours and change. But I was surprised to see
Yeah.
how much shorter it was than that. Not to say it's short, because it's a ride for sure.
It's a ride. It's a ride. There's Nazi symbols. There's a whole bunch of shit going on in this movie. I was just like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah. If you are a lover of cinema, a cinephile, as I should say, I'm a baby one. Ooh, no, my headphones fell. Whatever. I'm rocking. If you're a
Mhm.
lover of cinema, you are a lover of movies, you want to be a part of the conversation, maybe in 10 years when people are re-evaluating this film, I would say go watch it, right? But if you are not like that, if you just like to enjoy movies on just like an enjoyment basis,
Zach froze again. I'm holding down the fort until he gets back, which is
and come
impossible.
on, internet. All right. Like Cece said, Megalopolis was a struggle for me. I was so ready for it to end. It
I
wasn't a
agree.
struggle for me. I was having a good time, but there was a part in the film where I thought I was trapped in the theater. I was like, "Is this a social experiment to keep me in here as long as possible?" Because when is this ending? I'm
Yeah,
confused because another point popped up, and I was like, "Oh, we're not ending." I thought, okay, uh,
yeah. There was a part where, like, no spoilers, but I just so happened to be looking at my phone because of something happened, and something happens to Caesar's face, and I was like, "Oh,
yep,
okay." So, oh, now we have to deal with this. I thought the film was about to end, and then whatever happened to Caesar's face, and it just kept going. Yeah.
my internet, my internet is a wildin'.
Mm.
My internet is wild today. But yeah,
So
yeah, you were very wrong in thinking it was gonna end there.
yeah. No, I thought it was coming to a conclusion. He
Okay.
sees a person who is of youth, and something happens to his face, and I'm like, oh, we're going to be in here for another minute or a lot of more minutes, and I was just like, okay.
That was an intense scene, though. That was one of the
It
best scenes in the
was,
movie.
it shocked me because I wasn't looking at the screen when it happened. Bam! Right, and it was
Yeah.
like it was a loud like noise from yonder, and that happened.
Yeah. Let's see. Now this is just like it's a hard movie for me to rate because still haven't rated it. Right now on my letterbox is at 29. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna stay there. I just dropped it in there. I said I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Uh
I have it currently at 62 out
yeah,
of 80
that's
out of
fair.
85 films, right? Or
That's
86
pretty
films.
good.
Yeah,
That's
I
way
mean,
better than I expected.
well, it's right behind. I know this is going to sound like, well, it's my list. F y'all. Not F y'all. I love y'all. It's right behind Tarot, if that makes any sense,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And
Wait,
it's in front of Knox Goes Away and the Ministry of Ungenly Warfare, because everything behind it, I was either extremely bored by it or it's just really freaking bad. This was
gotcha.
just like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but
So, what
I,
was the satellites for? Why did those satellites? What happened with the
oh
satellites?
my
Yeah,
god, what the party at the old man's
yo,
like,
that you remember how we talked about it insists upon itself, and you said, "What does that mean?" This
yeah,
is the definite. This
oh yes,
this is it. this is the movie. Am I pointing
Yeah,
at you? Is it this way? I don't know. This is the movie that is the Family Guy thing. It insists upon itself. It just keeps
yo,
going and going. And it's like we understand the point you're trying to. No, we're going to keep hammering it into your face.
when he starts spazzing with the purple background, I'm
Oh my
like,
god,
bro, I thought the scene was over when he started spazzing. It kept going.
it kept going. You know what's crazy about this film? Like,
What's
I
that?
love it, right? Like, it's bad love.
Mhm.
What's crazy about this film is that if he just had some, I'm pretty sure he just had a bunch of yes men making this movie. If he had people in there that said, "Francis, no, get some help," um, this could have been a masterpiece. Like the elements of a 2 hour and 40 minute masterpiece is in this
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yeah,
But instead, we got a 2 hour, 18 minute crazy film.
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
What I will say is I'm
I'm
glad I saw
going
it.
what happened?
What I will say is I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad I saw it.
Yeah.
Um, to me, this is a matinee, because I can't tell you to go
You
pay
know what?
$22 to go
I
see
feel
this.
the exact same way. I think you should go see this film. I think if you try to watch it on streaming, there's no way in hell you're making it through it.
No, yeah, no. You gotta be locked in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you get the audience participation part?
No, I don't think so. And
Damn, man.
I was awake the entire time.
I'm
So
so sad. No, there's no way you would have be able to fall asleep during that because
mm,
TJ, friend of the channel, friend of ours, got it in his theater, and I was waiting for it to happen. So the audience participation part, there's a part of this movie that a lot of people got to experience. Where you remember the press conference where Adam Driver's in, and the screen kind of gets small.
mhm.
A human from our reality in the theater is supposed to come up and start talking to him, and he talks back, and the audience is supposed to ask questions, and he answers them.
Oh
Um,
wow. Yeah, that was
yeah,
never happening at the theater in the neighborhood I was in.
yeah, and I think that's the thing, and I think it probably is probably only happening at major theaters, like probably
Yeah.
42nd Street in New York,
Mhm.
and 34th. I don't go to those. So,
Yeah.
but I'm like, oh man, I wish that would have been. This would have been a 10 out of 10 if I got that.
I want somebody to record that in the theater so that we could see it.
Yeah, man, that'd be so cool.
Mhm.
All right, so those are all the new movies, that actually came out September, that we ranked. Now we're gonna get into we're gonna kinda, like, rapid fire it. Some movies that we saw that are old or also we just caught up on. Let me see what people have to say. I don't wanna ignore you guys. Nanette's excited for Moana 2. She thinks Mufasa looks really good.
Agree.
Um Collective Movie Man said he wants to see. Oh, I want to see A Different Man as well. I'm excited for A Different Man. Have you seen the trailer for that?
That is with Sebastian Stan, right?
Yeah, another A24 film.
I'm excited for that film.
Yeah, it came out this weekend. I
What?
just nobody's talking about it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think these two movies just kind of took over the conversation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The Outrun that's coming out Friday. Conclave. I'm kind of curious about it because I'm hearing so many different things. Honora, I'm excited for because I'm hearing great things about that film, even though I've never seen the filmmaker stuff before. Um,
Enclave.
Gladiator 2, me and Kenny, we gotta watch Gladiator before that comes out.
We do. We
So I
do.
wanna do a throwback review to it. Um,
Oh yeah.
Wicked, I'm not watching. I have no interest in Wicked at all.
Wait, you're
Um,
flat out not I've never I don't think I've ever heard you say I'm just flat out not watching this. You froze. You
tell me
froze.
when I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back?
Yep.
Okay, what were you saying?
I don't think I've ever heard you say that you're flat out just not interested in the movie and that you weren't going to see it. I think that's the first time I've ever heard you say it.
Yeah, from the trailers to the lead actress, I'm just not interested.
And then when you consider, I think what we heard most recently about it, which is that damn runtime,
Yeah, and it's a
I
part
was
1.
like,
I'm just like,
I think it's like what 3 hours and some change.
No, it's 2:45. That's still long. That's still long. For a story, I'm not interested. Nah,
Yeah,
I'm good.
it's wild.
I'll watch whatever else small ass movies coming out that weekend. I'm good.
Mhm.
I don't. I wasn't gonna get much views from a review from that anyway, so I'm not gonna kill myself.
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings: War of Raheem. I'm excited for Mufasa, Nosferatu, and a complete unknown. If that still comes out this year, that's probably coming out in January. I feel like they're gonna push that. The Bob Dylan with Timothy Chalamet.
Mhm.
Kenny Sparks, I wanted to know, what do you think of Last of Us 2 trailer that came out a few days ago?
I did watch it. Looks good. I never played Last of Us 2, so everything that's going to happen is going to be new to me.
Gotcha. That's one of my favorite video games of all time. I'm excited for people. The conversation around this season is going to be extremely toxic in a Star Wars sequel trilogy kind of way. So be prepared for that.
Well, I
It's
do
not
know
going to be as
that
fun as season one.
certain characters perish, and they should be perishing pretty early on.
Oh
Um,
no! Someone spoiled that for you?
I hate to break it to you. I think that might have been you. Yeah.
What? Oh
It's
damn,
not your
Zach.
fault,
My
though.
bad.
It's not your fault because it's a video game that came out how many years ago? So,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do about that? Or what is anybody supposed to do about it?
Yeah. I obviously haven't seen the movie, but maybe it's like the movies that are art movies. You have to watch it more than once to really understand what's going. See, the thing is, one thing I'm not gonna give credit to this movie is like if you watch it multiple times, I get what's happening in Megalopolis. It's not a confusing plot. It's
Mhm.
convoluted.
Yeah,
There's
I
just a lot of stuff getting to the end goal that is just like why is Shia LaBeouf having sex with his sister? Oh no, it has nothing to do with plot.
has
But it's there.
zero to do with the plot.
Nothing to do with the plot.
As a matter of fact, um, and you'll probably tell me I'm wrong because I missed something, which that's not a shot at all. But the whole virgin lady thing,
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
know what that had to do with anything.
So it had something to do with it, but it just went on for too long.
Yeah,
It just went on for too long.
and when someone gets accused of doing something, a character gets accused of doing something, I'm sitting here like, why? Why do I care about this?
It's a
It's
lot of
just
questions. A
it's a
lot of
lot,
questions.
man. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh man, Michael 11591. What's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. He's a oh god, that's not what I wanted to hear about Megalopolis. Well, you don't actually
And,
see any of that stuff. It's just implied.
oh yeah, for sure.
Let's get into the first film that we both saw this month because of
Oh
preparation, and that's Beetlejuice.
yeah,
Talk about Beetlejuice real quick.
Beetlejuice was a lot of fun, man. Revisiting it like one of the things I really enjoyed about it. As soon as it started, we were right into the story. It didn't dilly dally or anything like that. We get to meet the I forget what their names are, the married couple, like
The
and
Maitlands.
the Maitlands, and then we're off to the races from there. The one thing I was surprised. What's up, Bruno? My dog just opened the door and walked away for no reason. The one thing I was like actually kind of surprised by was how little Beetlejuice is actually in the movie. And then
Yeah.
come to find out, I don't remember if it was you or someone else who said it. Beetlejuice is only in the movie for 7 minutes, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
Um, but that movie's so much fun, and it does so many things with its characters. That like like the dance, the music, the shake, so like that whole
Yeah.
thing. I want to tell you guys, I said that on repeat during my childhood, like
Mm,
all the time. Like it was just a staple of things I would just say out loud. Um, oh yeah, okay, I believe you. Like that. That's a thing I say on a regular basis. So, and I hadn't seen a movie in like 20 years. So, yeah, man. Really enjoyed it. What did you think? Because this wasn't. Was this your first time seeing it?
So, funny journey with this film. You know, I'm the baby cinephile. Tons of classic movies I've never seen, but people always go, "You've seen Beetlejuice, right?" And I'm like, "I've seen Beetlejuice." Started the movie, and I was like, "I have never seen Beetlejuice." I don't know what's going on. None of this feels familiar. What I did see was the animated show. That's
Mm,
why I thought I saw Beetlejuice before. I've seen the animated show. I've never seen a live action movie. So this was my first time watching it, and I had such a good time. I love this movie.
yeah.
I really love the Maitlands. Like you said, they get right into it, and they get right into it in a way where they establish the characters in a way where you're like, okay, these are two lovebirds that love each other. They're
Yeah.
sweet. And it's like, damn, I like them. They're living their lives and stuff like that. They can't have a kid. It's like they do a really good job of doing it quick and fast and real nice, and then they die
Mhm.
in a surprising way, and then we go off to the races, and then the deets come, and then that dynamic and how wild they are, and how they're from the city, so their the personality is so different from the Maitlands. And I
Yeah.
love how they use the horror for the comedy. There's a lot of horror comedy that doesn't use the horror for the comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the
Mhm.
actual comedy is from the horrific parts, and then, yeah, Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice, come on. He's the GOAT for this, man. He's amazing in this, so,
That
yeah,
was.
I love this movie.
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
That was the one thing about the sequel. Pardon me. Winona Ryder's character is a completely different human being in the sequel than she is in the first one.
Yeah, I complained about that in my review. She is
Like night and day. You would never think these two
mind.
were the same.
Yeah, it was weird. I because I really love Lydia in the first one.
Hmm.
So, watching this one, I was just like, "This is not." I understand if she's obviously gonna be older, she's an adult, she's run
Hmm.
through some trauma, but it just does not feel like the same person at all.
Right. And she feels more like the mom from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she does. So, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
Where would you put Beetlejuice?
Oh man, IMAX.
Yeah, I agree.
Fantastic movie.
I agree. Let's, talk about Rebel Ridge.
Oh, wait. That wasn't this month?
No, it was August.
Oh wow. Rebel Ridges was great, man. It was like a marriage of uh Rambo and the first season of Reacher, man. Have you seen Rebel Ridge yet?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Like at a certain point, after his first initial like running with the cops and he leaves town and they find a way to bring him back to town, from the moment that he comes back in town, it's a season of Reacher. Like it's
yeah.
just Reacher season one, really. Especially
In
like
the
with the
best way,
cops.
though.
Yeah, in a good way, right? So I really enjoyed it. I thought Aaron Pierre was a phenomenal standout. I also thought Don Johnson was a phenomenal standout too. And one, it did something that I really appreciated, where when it gets to kind of the middle of the movie, and Don Johnson and his fellow cops kind of realize that they were in fact wrong about something that they were doing, and they try to make a deal with uh
Aaron Pierre's character.
Tyler? Yeah, Aaron Pierre's character. Like that was the most human they felt because they're like
Yeah,
they realize they're wrong. They're trying to make amends, but they're still trying to get him out of their business. But I love that because it made them fully like well-rounded characters, right?
yeah.
Even with them being the worst, they still had a little bit of humanity in them, right? So I really appreciated that small part of it, which made the rest of the film feel a lot more fresher than films in this kind of genre. So yeah, I really like Rebel Ridge a lot.
Yeah, I really like this movie a lot. I think but I don't have it as a great movie, I have it as a really good movie, only because
Yeah,
the ending fell a little flat for me. But the journey there from the beginning, how tense it was, all the way like, some people say, "Oh, the middle I love this middle stuff too.
you froze for a little bit. Five, four, three, and he is
My
back.
internet does not like me. You were talking that whole time, and it was fine. As soon as I start talking, it gets um Yeah, I really like the action. I love the whole non-lethal. Wow, that's a crazy way to pause the screen for me. You were like, "Ah," and it was just stuck like that. Rebel Ridge. What was I saying? Rebel? No, I love the whole non-lethal Rambo stranger trope. Like,
Hmm.
I think that they did a really good job of making it make sense why he wouldn't, as a black man, kill the cops
Yeah.
because, like, it's just gonna be a lot worse for him if he did that in
Right.
the situation.
Right.
Um, and I really like the girl that was in there that was helping him, Anna Sophia Robb, who plays
Yeah. She was
Summer.
great.
I
Hmm.
She did a really good job as well. And yeah, I don't think Don Johnson is getting enough praise for
Yeah.
how well he bounced off of Aaron Pierre. He was a really great villain. But yeah, this
Agreed.
was just a really good movie that I think everyone should go check out. If it's an old school movie with modern sensibilities, because we used to get
Mm.
movies like this all the time. We got Roadhouse from early this year, which I had a lot of fun with. That's similar in a way. This one
Mm.
feels more real. Roadhouse.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah.
I love Beetlejuice, one of my favorites. And you saying that you've seen the Beetlejuice TV show, I didn't see, but it's on Tubi, and I have been watching it here lately. Nice. I didn't even know what Rebel Ridge is. What Rebel Ridge is? Yeah, go watch it. You should look it up. I looked it up, and since it's a war movie, I put no. I don't like movies like that. Rebel Ridge is not a war movie.
It's not.
Is there another movie called Rebel Ridge that's a war movie? That's very possible. It does sound like a war movie,
That's the
but
only
Rebel Ridge is not a war
complaint.
movie.
That's the only other complaint I had about this movie, which isn't really a complaint. The title has nothing to do with this movie.
Not a damn thing.
Zero.
They mention it once and they barely use it.
Right. That was a
Uh,
very strange choice.
well, yeah, I'll give Rebel Ridge a full price.
Oh yeah, I had a good time with it.
Now you talk about Hellhole from Shudder.
Oh, let me look up this synopsis. Um, let's see here. Why are you telling me about the production of the movie? An American frac excuse me, an American-led fracking crew working deep in the Serbian wilderness uncover the unimaginable, a dormant parasitic monster. Yeah, that is exactly what happened in this film. This movie is like those sci-fi channel movies that we originals that we used to watch growing up, like when it had like snake with two heads, or like um uh, uh, Turbo Anaconda, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's produced like that. The budget looks like that, and the creature kind of looks cheap as hell at a lot of moments. But I had a lot of fun with it. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. Some would say it's not even a good movie, but I actually enjoyed myself while watching this film. It's super campy, made for like $5 in a taco. Like it's that type of campy. And I didn't watch the trailer for it. I literally I was watching it on Shutter, and they give you the option to watch the trailer. But sometimes when a poster is dope, I just press play.
Yeah.
And I did, and I was like, oh, that's what kind of movie this is. And then I was just I stuck with it. So yeah, I had fun with it. There's nothing I'll ever speak about again. But yeah, if someone recommends it, I'll give him the it has an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. How is that even possible? But
People like the movie. I've been
well, yeah, I
hearing
mean
good things
that's not
about
a
it.
grade of the
So
movie. That's how many people recommend it, which I can definitely see. Um,
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, it's a it's a it's a good time at the movies or in the living room, if you will.
she said, if it's campy, I want to see it. Yeah,
I
man,
mean,
campy
you'll
horror is
probably
good time.
love this movie for sure.
So streaming, it sounds like a streaming movie.
Streaming for sure. Oh god, streaming.
Okay, a movie that I finally get to talk to somebody else about it that I
Yeah,
did not have.
you froze for a little bit, but we in here. We out here, and we in there.
disconnected. I got
Okay.
disconnected as soon as I started talking about this movie. Um, it's hard to talk about this because this is a movie that's near and dear to a lot of people's heart. I don't know if it's gonna be for the people that watch my videos.
Yeah.
A movie that had a lot of hype,
Hmm.
um, all year, and it just wasn't for me. It's I gotta look up the synopsis because I don't even know how to say what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Sure. A classmate introduces teenage Owen to a mysterious late night TV show, a vision of a supernatural world beneath their own. In the pale glow of the television, Owen's view of reality begins to crack. I don't see that as a good synopsis. I really don't feel like the TV show was in the film, but it wasn't really anything. It didn't really have anything to do with the plot of the film.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
So,
I hate the name of the TV show.
what's it called again?
The Pink Opaque.
Oh
I was
yeah,
tired of hearing them say that.
yeah.
Um,
They said it pink opaque like 17 million times.
Let me tell you all something right now. I have never wanted a movie to stop talking to me as much as this movie. And I felt the same way with Megalopolis. Get out of my face. Stop talking to me. I cannot stand this movie. And it started making me think that maybe I don't like Justice Smith either. And I'm not saying as a human or as a person, there's nothing to do with it. But I think I've seen one Justice Smith movie that I actually like, which is Detective Pikachu. Other than that,
Oh, and Dungeons and Dragons.
oh yeah, he was in that, and I didn't like him in that either, even though I liked the movie. You know, like, yo, I'm an advocate for mental health. I suffer from a lot of mental health conditions, but there's certain people who I'm like, you're annoying me right now with your whining consistently and your woe is meanness consistently. That is your entire personality. Every time I see you, it's never a good time when we come across each other. You're always on the depths of a mental excursion through the Netherlands of your own existence. And it's always like that. And we can never just sit down and have pizza and enjoy the time that we're having. Every time we speak, the moons, the stars, and the universe aligns to destroy your mind. And I just don't want to be around people like that all the time. And I get it because I be there. Zach will tell you, I'll be off the deep end sometimes. Hopefully, I'm not there all the time. And Justice Smith, every role he chooses is there.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just like
typecast that character
he
heavy.
typecast himself as the unbearable character, as the unbearable person who doesn't get it. It's just man.
Yeah, for me, with this movie, am I frozen?
No, I'm frozen. I'm
Oh,
frozen in thought. Now you're frozen. Oh, that sucks. Sorry that this happened to you, buddy. You'll be back in three, two,
it's a rough
1.
stream.
There you go.
Rough
You're back.
stream. Yeah, for me, I think that the directing was solid. I think that the cinematography was good. I like the
Hmm.
colors that they used.
Hmm.
I think that the soundtrack was really strong. And out of out of those technical elements, that's kind of it for me, right? Like, I do not like the performances. I think I seen Justin Smith do a better job in other movies than this. I do not like the line delivery. I don't like the way they talk. The girl slash I'm not even going to say that. That sounds like I'm going to get myself in trouble. The girl that is opposite of him.
Yeah. His
I've
co
seen
star.
her in things that I like
Yeah.
and she's not good in this either. The performances are not good to me.
There's a moment where
The
she
line
leaves and
dialogue's
comes
not good.
back,
Yeah,
and when she comes back, I'm like, leave me alone.
yeah.
And it's like,
I was like, leave him alone.
leave him alone too. And he
Yeah.
goes, oh god, I was about to spoil it, but I saw that Michael 11591 has not seen it, so I won't say anything. But
Yeah.
there's a time jump with him towards the end of the film, and I was just like, get off my screen, man! Like, leave me alone. So I wanted this movie to leave me alone.
Yeah, I got halfway through the film and I was like, "I really wanna turn this off," but everyone's been
Same,
talking about this movie,
yeah,
and I feel like I need to stick with it and maybe it might get better, and it just didn't get better. And I think part of it also was the first time jump because the beginning of the movie is not Justin Smith, it's a different kid. That's
yeah.
him younger. And when they
I
jumped
actually kind
from,
of
like,
enjoyed
that
that.
kid to Justice Smith, and
Yeah,
they were trying to make me feel like Justice Smith was a kid, this grown ass man, and he also does not look like that kid at
they're
all.
not the same skin complexion at all.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
The kid
I
is
was
as dark as
so
me.
confused. Yes, and Justice Smith is my color.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking? What are y'all talking about?
What is happening? I was so confused. I was like, "Wait, is this his older brother? No, oh, this is supposed to be the same person?
It's not
And
him
Justice
at
Smith is supposed to be a teenager
all.
with
At
his
all.
gravelly ass bass voice that sounds like it's supposed to be on Terry Crews? There's
That child
no
did not
way."
grow up to be that adult.
And then what kills me is that when the little kid who's supposed to be playing young Justice Smith, he sees the girl, right? And then the time jump happens, he gets older and turns into Justice Smith. And if the girl looks exactly the same as when he was, I was like, what is
Yeah,
happening right now?
yeah,
See, and like you said, this is gonna be somebody's favorite movie, right? Like
yeah.
Alexander says his second favorite of the year. And there are themes that people have talked about, like nostalgia, the trans experience,
Hmm.
and there's one other theme there that people enjoyed.
Yeah,
But for me,
yeah.
I didn't get any nostalgia from this at all. I didn't see anything that reminded me of my childhood. And I didn't I like when movies throw me into someone else's world. So I was excited for the movie to take a weird way and show me how the trans experience can feel.
Hmm.
It didn't feel like that was a topic of the movie at all. Like I didn't
No,
get
it
that
didn't.
at all.
And those are subjects that are worthy to be explored. That's not the issue here. The
Yeah.
issue is this is not a good movie, in my opinion.
No.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
it did give me a little bit of nostalgia with that old TV show, or with the Pinko Pig. With there's a show, a mystery ghost show on PBS called Ghost Riders, and it reminded
Okay,
me a
I've seen
lot
that.
about that show. Yeah, and I think the
Oh,
one of the
okay.
things I appreciated that the movie did, and this is like the only thing, is that it talks about when you get older and you watch those old TV shows and you look at them and they're like, oh God, this is what I was enjoying. Because a lot of those shows are, especially like the live action, like Animorphs or something like that. Like you go back and you look at it, you're like, whew, this was not good.
Yeah. Oh, but by the way, the net. So you saw it said this looked like found footage. It's not a found footage film
No, it's not.
at all. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just man, if you appreciate this film, I'm happy for you. It's just, unfortunately, it just did not work for me. Did not work for Kenny. I feel like we could put this in a skip and feel
yeah,
very, very, very comfortable.
skip. It's such a waste of a great poster.
Yeah, it is because the Fantastic Four. The trailer was fire too. Just
Yeah,
I can't.
agreed.
This next movie, I'm just gonna throw up in IMAX. I already know the Batman's going up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
This is no question. I don't even think we really need to spend
No,
time.
we don't need to talk about it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's a fantastic film. The Penguin, the
Uh,
show that follows it's doing a great job of following it. So yeah,
I gotta watch it because I know the second episode is debuting tonight.
that's great.
Um,
Oh, I'm excited now. I had nothing else to do tonight.
Now you do right
Yeah.
after the stream.
Mhm.
Independence Day is that IMAX as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Would you say it's better? Well, Batman's better than Wild Robot.
I don't
No
know.
offense to Wild Robot.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um,
Is Independence Day better than Beetlejuice?
yes, in my
It's
opinion.
better than Wild
Yes.
Robot.
Yes. It's all
Is it
about
better than
taste.
Batman?
No. Uh, no. It's all about taste. But for me, I love big disaster films from the '90s. If it was
Gotcha.
Armageddon, I'd be saying the same thing.
I love
Like,
Independence Day, so
yeah, the big
I wherever you
spectacle.
wanna put it, put it.
Yeah, fantastic film.
Another great disaster film. Is that the one with Will Smith? Am I tripping?
Yeah. hmm
Okay, gotcha.
Today
Because there was a
is
lot of
our
disaster films back in the
Independence
day.
Day. Yeah,
Oddity, which is a film that was
I
one
want
of
to
the
see
more
that.
hyped up horror films.
hmm
It's on Shutter now, so you can watch it.
We'll do.
Um, and I would say this is a good streaming film that's probably better than Hellhole.
Okay.
Um, for me, just a quick thought about the film. I think it has an original concept for horror, which is very hard to do because, like, there's thousands of horror movies, so it's hard to do
They've done
something that's
everything.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done everything, but they did something original, unique. There is a monster that's like a doll, but it's like a real doll they built for the movie that's creepy as hell.
hmm
And I my problem why I put it in streaming is that I feel like they had a lot of interesting elements story-wise, atmosphere. Yo, the first 20 minutes of this movie, I was clenched. I was like, "This is so freaking tense. I don't know what's about to happen. I am scared."
Yeah.
Right? And there was like a character decision that was made that I was like, "That was dumb as hell," and not in a fun way. It was
Mm-hmm.
just dumb, and it kinda took me out of the movie a little bit. And then I was back in, and I just kept going in and back out of the movie because character decisions didn't make any sense certain
Mm-hmm.
times, and also I just feel like they didn't utilize the concept that they had to the best of their abilities. But I still think it's worth a watch on
Yeah.
streaming. Let me see. I deliberately bought the 4-hour movie so that I could see the original movie Independence Day. So I have both. That should tell you how much I love it. Oh wow, there's a 4-hour version. I did not know that.
Really. I didn't know that either.
Let's see. Bray Wyatt, Immortal. Really, really strong documentary about Bray Wyatt. I'm just gonna put this in streaming. It's probably better than Hellhole.
For sure.
Bray Wyatt's one of my favorite wrestlers,
hmm
and this is just a celebration of his life, his struggles as a wrestler, how passionate he was, how creative he was, leading up until his death, and how it affected so many people in the industry. If you are a wrestling fan, I think it's worth a watch. If you are a fan of Bray Wyatt in any of the slightest, it's worth a watch. If you are currently watching wrestling and seeing the Wyatt Six, it's definitely worth a watch to see how a lot of this stuff that's happening right now was in the works before with Bray Wyatt supposed to be a part of it. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good, well done documentary.
Nice.
A couple of these movies are movies that you saw, but I saw after you, like Sing Sing.
hmm
Um, this is a movie I really, really liked. I was slightly disappointed by it just a bit because it was hyped up so much.
hmm
Um, but I no, let me not even say I love this movie, but I think the ending let me down a bit. I felt like it was a kind of a soft ending for how good the build up towards the movie was, because they focused on like the character arcs of both of the main characters who were obviously Coleman Domingo, phenomenal. Definitely should get nominated for an Oscar for leading man. And then the guy who played, I don't remember what the character name is,
Divine
Divine
G.
Divine G or Divine
No,
I.
he's Divine Eye. Yeah.
Divine I. The fact that he's not like an actor,
Right.
and the performance he put on was absolutely amazing. Really loved all the characters in this movie. Um, but I just feel like there was a build up to like the art show that didn't, and then they didn't really show us after the hard
hmm
work that they put us in. And then there was like a whole thing of like him getting out of jail, and they didn't show us how that came to be. So I kind of felt a little disappointed how like they kind of just didn't show those outcomes
I
and
hear
went
that.
straight to the end. But the journey before that was so amazingly heartfelt and moving.
hmm
Especially when a particular character passes away. That I was, and I saw it coming. He started talking, and I was like, he started saying stuff like he was like reflecting on life. I was like, oh yeah, you're about to die, and
hmm
it still killed me.
I thought the way he died, I didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go that way.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Um,
this is currently my number one movie of the year. Um,
where do I have Sing Sing in mind? Oh, I was right on it. Right now, Sing Sing is number 27 for me.
okay,
It may go higher, may go lower, not too
yeah,
sure, but I still think it's a great movie. I think it's a movie everyone should watch,
hmm,
because it's an important film, the power of art and how it can change your life.
yeah,
Um, and we're actually gonna be talking about another movie that's very similar to Sing Sing that I ended up liking a little bit more, which is surprisingly, but they're very
hmm,
similar. But the performances is not it's not as good as Sing Sing. Yeah, I think it's definitely a full price movie. Um,
yeah. I'd say so.
and I'll put it above Speak No Evil and Transformers and Rebel Ridge
Hmm.
easily. Uh, oh, I'll put it above The Substance too.
Yeah,
And let's see, Blink Twice. I really enjoying this. It's a good time. Zoe Kravitz, very
yeah.
impressive
For a
directorial
debut,
debut.
that is impressive for a
Mm,
debut. For sure.
very impressive. This is more of a this, if anything, this is more of a showcase for a lot of people. So this is an exciting directorial debut by Zoe Kravitz, showing that she has a future in directing once she's
Hmm.
done acting. This is a great leading performance by Naomi Ackie. Hopefully, she gets more stuff on this because
It was
she
great.
needs to be casted. I know Tim Burton don't really like black people in his movies. She needs to be casted in like a gothic horror film because she has the dimensions in her face, the facial expressions to be in a gothic horror film
Yeah.
or a gothic kind of setting kind of film.
Hmm.
Her facial expressions are amazing. She did a great job anchoring this movie. Um, Another person that's having a good year, Arja Ajona, is that how you say her name?
I know what you're talking about, but
First of all,
yep,
she's fine as hell. I
yep,
just gotta get that off my chest. But
yep.
she's great. Every time I see her, she's playing a different kind of character. She's never playing the same. Like some actors, you feel like they carry the same thing along each movie. They just have a different job.
Hmm.
She has different performances in every movie, and she does amazing job in this movie.
Yeah,
And
she is.
Channing Tatum, this has to be his best performance he's put on in a movie.
I would, yeah, I would say so. At
He
least from
did
what
such
I've
a really
seen.
good job. Yeah,
I
he's
haven't seen him in
obviously I
many
love him in other
serious
stuff.
roles,
Yeah, he's
if
usually
any.
jokey.
If any, I was going to say. I don't know if I've seen him in any serious roles, actually.
But he plays a great sociopath.
Yeah, I agree, man. This was a really fun movie. It wasn't one of my favorites. I thought that there was something missing. I couldn't really put my
Oh,
finger on it, um, but overall, I did have a good time with it. Um, yeah, I think the thing I didn't like was the ending. The
mm,
very very end. I was like,
yeah.
is that what happened? Is that what would happen? How did that?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, because like without spoiling anything, why would you? Never mind. I can't even say without spoiling. But yeah. So yeah, this but I had a good time watching it. I will say that it's worth it, even if the very ending I didn't love.
I agree. I think the journey there's my problems with it. I don't think it's great. I think, like I said, there's great things about it, but overall, the whole package is not great. I think the script is the weakest part of it.
Yeah,
Um, mm, I don't
definitely.
know. How do you feel about this Overkillers game?
Uh, it's better than everything that is there that I have seen. So I haven't seen my old ass or Red Room, but it's. I think it's better than. Is it better
I'm
than
back.
Beetlejuice
Okay.
as a film? Is it better than Beetlejuice Beetlejuice? I'm gonna
Both
leave
were really
Beetlejuice
fun.
Beetlejuice in front of it
Yeah,
just
that's
because
fair.
I had a good time with Beetlejuice
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Even though I did like Blink Twice. Um, I realized I named it in the place where we talk about movies. Don't blink twice. I don't know why I put that there.
It
Um,
just feels like it should be called Don't Blink Twice.
yeah,
Blink Twice is a top film for me this year. I loved it. I love
yeah.
it.
I am really looking forward to seeing what Kravitz does next because she did a really good job directing this film.
She did a really good job. Lawrence Report, what's up, man? He said, I miss you two brothers collaborating, but I know life is lifing, so keep. I get it. I appreciate that, man.
Appreciate it, man. 100%.
You definitely be keeping K to Z movies. Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
This is also a matinee. I
Yeah, I would say so.
Is it better than Blink Twice? I don't know. I think both of them kind of have the same problem.
It just something's missing
Yeah, I think Cuckoo's more original
for
than
sure.
Blink Twice. I think there is more highlights in Cuckoo than Blink Twice is.
Mhm.
When Blink Twice like started like the shit hitting the fan, I don't think the shit hit the fan hard enough. If that makes sense.
That I think that was kind of like not my issue with Blink Twice because I think Blink Twice definitely should hit the fan hard. I thought that Blink Twice stayed in the before shit hits the fan phase of it. Like the
Too long.
oh yeah, I thought it stayed in that phase too long. It could have like gotten to it not quicker, not as soon as they get there, but it took a long time for shit to be like, oh, something's really
Yeah,
wrong here. You know what I mean? And shit that hit the fan. But I feel equally about both movies, and I had a good time
yeah,
with both movies.
yeah. The scene of her riding the bike in the dark.
Yo, that I'll remember forever because that was great. Zach froze again. Zach froze again.
Gonna be
Zach froze
back.
again.
Oh, I'm back already.
Oh yeah, but
Um, Yo, the scene her riding the bike in the dark and the thing chasing her.
it all
Whole
off in the distance, man. And then
fact
when it
fact that
started
we
to
saw
reach,
it the fact that we saw it come out the thing first and not sure where it was, and then
yeah,
you see the shadow thing, that was terrifying.
yep, agreed,
So like that was one of the most terrifying scenes of all year of any horror movie I saw.
agreed.
The scream was scary. The look of the thing was creepy with the glasses. One of
Mm-hmm.
the funniest parts is when the car crash happens and she throws the other chick like half a mile. That shit had me weak. I ain't gonna lie, I
That was
laughed.
hilarious.
And then just the whole explanation of what was going on was insane.
Yeah, pardon me.
Dan Stevens, once again, he's having another person that's having a good year. Godzilla X
Mhm.
Kong, he was great in that. Abigail, he was really good in that, great in that, and now
Oh,
he was
don't
really good in this too.
yeah, don't let me forget. What is her name? The lead in Cuckoo,
Oh, Hunt
Hunter
Schafer.
Schafer. She was great. She was
She
fantastic in
was
that.
great. She
Yeah,
can lead
she
a
was
movie.
awesome. She was phenomenal in this film. Yeah, I agree. She can lead movies. Yeah.
What's up,
Yo,
TJ?
TJ Billups. You should make
CC
that
said she would
your
give Blink
your
Twice a
entry.
full price though, not IMAX. That's fair.
I feel that. Yeah.
Let's see. We got Babes. You didn't get to see this movie.
Nah.
I'm gonna put this at a matinee. Uh, how? I love this movie, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, it's a good comedy. I'm gonna put it right here. This is a movie about friendship. It's about a movie about motherhood and how motherhood can tear apart a good friendship. It's two
Hmm.
adults who live in New York City. One has an established family, is pregnant. The other friend is supporting her, and then once she has the baby, the main character meets a guy on a train, and they connect immediately in a way that she's never connected with someone, and they have sex, and then he kind of ghosts her, and she finds out she's pregnant, so
Oh
she's trying to
no.
get in contact with him, and then she finds out that he died the day after they had sex.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot.
So he literally ghosted her.
Zach. Behave yourself.
I'm sorry. Oh man, I
That's
can see
wild.
that. I don't know if I could rewatch it again. It gets a little gross with the pregnancy stuff, but I just had a really good time with this movie because it's a lot of comedy movies forget to continue the gag. There's a couple gags in this movie with minor characters that just keeps evolving as the movie goes, and it's small things like that that keeps you engaged.
That's sorry.
Zach, Kyle, you sound like TJ. But yeah, I highly recommend Babes. It's coming out on Hulu this week.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so this is a good time to shout it out. Check it out. Another film that I own is only films only I saw. Damn, let me run through these. One of my favorite films of the year, but even though it's not in my top 10, Humanist. No, vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. So the this movie in your face. So
That
basically,
title is
this
wild.
movie is about a character, young girl. Well, she's not really young; she's like 400 years old, but she looks young to us. She is a vampire who cares about humans and will not feed on humans. So her
Huh.
parents have to go out and kill and get blood for her or buy expensive blood bags for her. And after a while, they're like, "Yeah, we can't keep doing this. You got to learn to go get blood on yourself." So they kick her out of the house and send her to her cousin who loves killing humans. And she's trying to figure out how she's going to survive the situation without killing someone. She goes out one night and she sees the other main character of this movie about to commit suicide. So she goes, "Oh, well, if he's going to kill himself anyway, then it won't be too bad if I take his medicine." And it goes from this
I
weird
mean,
comedy horror film to this really sweet, weird vampire rom-com.
I'm kind of on her side. Look, man, if you going, I mean, why waste? Don't waste food. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
You
crazy.
know what I mean? You know what I mean? Don't waste food. That's perfect. That's a perfect example. So, yeah, the movie is really endearing. It's fun. It's funny. It's different. I've never seen a movie like this before.
Hmm.
Especially we don't get a lot of vampire movies anymore, and I highly recommend checking this out. It's on rental, and it's a cheap rental too. I think it's like $4. So yeah, check it out. It's called Humanist. Well, no, sorry. There's a humanist vampires that what they call vampires that don't like killing humans, but it's vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. I'm gonna put that on
I love
a
that title.
streaming, and I'll say it's the best of the streaming films.
Nice.
Um, Sing Sing sounds like a coming of age movie. No,
Mm,
it's all
mm,
adults.
yeah, it's all. Yeah, it's all adults.
Now, one of my most disappointing movies I've seen, The People's Joker. There was a lot of hype for this movie amongst the indie crowd because this movie is using a lot of DC properties. It got sued and then they won because they're using DC properties as a parody, and you can parody something and use it. So it's about this comedian who's trans who relates to the Joker. He's going through this journey of it's kind of like a biopic going through the journey of transitioning, acceptance, becoming a comedian, and everyone is like a DC character, and there's like censorship, and the movie's about anti-comedy because comedy is becoming so censored. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Just like I saw the TV Glow, this is somebody's favorite movie because a lot of people talked about how amazing it was, but this shit was awful. It's I respect it because it's super duper low budget. Like you said, like with Hellhole, where you said it was $5, this was made with 2 nickels. And it's super low budget, but it's just not funny. It's not coherent, and none of the characters likable. So I was just like, why am I here?
Yeah, and it's like
And
it sounds
I
like a
almost
great
tapped out.
concept.
Yeah, it's a great concept, man. It's a great concept, but just the execution, once again, is just not good. I think this is even more of a skip than The People's Joker. I mean, the I Saw the TV Glow.
Wow, wow, that's saying a lot.
Do not watch. I can say like give I Saw the TV Glow a chance because you might get something out of it.
Hmm.
I don't think you'll get anything out of The People's Joker. I just don't see the appeal.
Okay, I'll probably just watch
Oh,
the
Dark
trailer.
Room movies. What's up? Sorry, I cut you off. What you saying?
I'll probably just watch the trailer just to see. what it is.
Yeah. Ghostlight. A movie that I really, really like, and a movie that's very similar to Sing Sing. Very emotional roller coaster ride of a film that I really, really enjoyed. Also about the power of art. Have you seen Ghostlight yet?
I haven't. I know TJ has
Uh,
said it's really good.
yeah. He was not under. He wasn't overhyping it. Basically, the main family son passed away, and
Mhm.
they're all not handling it well. The daughter's dropping out of school, acting up. The mother and the father are not really on the same terms, and the father's about to lose his job because he's having anger issues. And then this woman who also is has anger issues brings them into this play that she has that's kind of also therapy, very similar to Sing Sing in concept. And he's very resistant to it at first, but eventually goes into it. And then his daughter kind of like trying to figure out what the hell are you doing? You always come home, and thinks he's cheating on her mom with this lady. So it's like a family drama, but them dealing with the grief of loss, and then they're also suing another family for the death of their son, and that's a
Oh
plot
wow.
point. And it all tangles into each other into it's like two endings of the film, but they're both really resonant and powerful. And yeah, I just had a really, really great time with this. Just so crazy how similar Sing Sing and this is. Um, but the way, like, how I felt like the ending of Sing Sing didn't have the resolutions that I wanted to see, this one had the resolutions that I wanted to see. So this one I liked a little bit more,
Mhm.
but Sing Sing had more relatability with the characters, there's a more innovative situation, and better performances. So, like, they're kinda equal in terms of, like, likability because of that, you know?
So I'm looking at it. And it looks like are two of the performers married or related?
In real life?
Catherine Kupferer and Keith Kupferer?
Oh, maybe. I never actually looked up anybody's names. Uh, oh, yeah. Oh, is this oh, so they might be really son and daughter. That's interesting.
Oh wow. Okay, that's cool. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to be related. You don't just.
Dolly huh?
I was going to say they got to be related. You don't just come up with Kupferer as your last.
Yeah. Thanks. And Dolly De Leon, who's in Triangle of Sadness and other stuff, she's a rising Hispanic, actress, is also in this, and she does a wonderful job.
Awesome. That's what's up.
Bring me back. Oh, I'm back. So we got the last movie on here. Damn, I just realized all these movies, the movies that I saw. I just got Kenny out here looking around. My bad.
Mm-mm-mm.
This last one is Mars Express. I think, we talk about animated movies. This is one of the better animated movies we had, and I'm actually gonna put this in IMAX because it's one of my favorite movies of the year.
What?
Yeah. I highly recommend everyone to go check this out. Quick synopsis: It's a French. I think it's a French film. Aline, Ruby, and her partner are hired by a businesswoman or businessman to track down a hacker on Mars. They explore the planet's capital city where they find a missing girl who holds a secret about robots that threaten to change the face of the universe. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well deserved. This is a movie that feels a little bit like Blade Runner. It feels a little bit like all your sci-fi movies, but done in a way that's unique. The animation is unique and very visceral. The use of technology and the dangers of that. There's a part in here where, like, you can download your memories and put it inside of a robot just in case you perish. And that's one of the main characters is like that, which is very interesting. So at that point, it's like, who do you side more on in a war, robots or humans? Because, like, well, I'm human, but technically I'm not human. Um, and it goes through a bunch of twists and turns, and the ending is really strong. I highly recommend Mars Express.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, guys, this was all the movies that we saw in September 2024. Kenny, would you agree with me? You think that this may be the strongest month overall that we've had so far this year?
Strongest month. I'm not sure because I know August, which is really weird to say, August had Sing Sing, Alien
Mm,
Romulus,
mhm.
um, and there was actually, that might have been all August. That might have been all September. Let me look at my Letterbox diary, which I'm so glad I finally found out that it actually lists things that you've seen in a given month. Um, let's see,
Oh,
August
that's what the
was
diary does? Didn't realize that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay,
Oh,
August,
okay. So here we go.
Strange Darling.
Strange Darling. I know some people don't like Trap, but I like Trap.
I like Trap too.
Cuckoo, Alien Romulus, Sing Sing. Yeah, like you said, Strange Darling, Blink Twice.
DD came out in August. I know you didn't
Yeah,
see that, but that's a strong movie.
yeah. So those are all good. Then unfortunately, you had things like The Crow, Afraid, and Borderlands.
Borderlands. Woof.
Whew. But September, yeah, Beetlejuice, Rebel Ridge, Speak No Evil, Killer's Game, which is not a bad movie. I'm just saying, like in terms of the top of the top. I'm Transformers One, The Substance, Wild Robot. Man, I kind of feel like August and September might be tied.
I feel like only
I think
because
shit happened in July, except for Twisters and Deadpool.
August had Crow, Borderlands, and what was the other movie you said?
Crow, Borderlands, like you said. What am I
Was there like
looking
one other movie that you didn't like that much?
at? There's Knox Goes Away, which was also awful, but that was streaming.
Yeah.
Afraid. Right?
Afraid, like I feel like those are all skip movies, and I don't feel like there was any September movies that were a skip.
Nah, not that I saw. Not
Like
that I.
the skip movies that we have on our list didn't come out in September.
Yeah, yeah, no. No, not that I saw it. Because even Megalopolis, I wouldn't say skip. I was going to see it,
Yeah,
but
be careful.
yo, it would be better if you watch it while you were high off your ass. Now,
Yeah,
I myself have never partaken in the drugs. I've never gotten high before, but this definitely feels like a movie where if you were to be high, you might be tripping balls, as they say.
I
Uh,
thought the movie was making me high. I was like, "Am I on acid? What the hell is going on here?"
yeah, crazy.
Sing Sing wasn't playing at any movie theater near me. It was only playing in one movie theater in Michigan. It was like 3 hours away.
Sing Sing was
Damn,
super hard to
Zach.
find.
Yeah, it's on. You can rent it now on Microsoft Store and iTunes. I think it's not on Amazon Prime for some reason. Don't know why. Zach, are you excited to see Joker tomorrow? I'm excited. I'm hoping it'll be good. I have faith in the director. I'm excited, man. I really loved the original Joker movie, and I'm excited to see this new one.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about you,
excited
Penny?
to see it as well. I'm excited to see it as well.
So I'm
Should
gonna
be
answer
really
these. We're
interesting.
gonna answer these last couple questions that I saved that didn't have nothing to do with what we were talking about, and then we're gonna wrap things up. Hey Kenny, I wanted to ask: did you finally watch the final season of House of Dragon, and did you watch Penguin Show?
So I still have episodes left in House of the Dragon.
Hmm.
I don't know when. I might not watch those episodes until the next season comes out. Because I don't care. Even though I do like the show. When I say I don't care, that doesn't mean spoil it for me. I want to make that abundantly clear. But yeah, I did watch the first episode of The Penguin, and I thought it was really good. So I'm actually really excited to see the second episode because that pilot was
Real strong.
piloting. Yeah, it was really good.
I gotta watch it.
Hmm.
Hey Zach, I wanted you. Did you see what the Deadpool Wolverine 4K series look like? If you haven't, I will send you some pictures. I did see what they look like. They're really, really good. The one with Wolverine and the one with Deadpool corpse. Both
Hmm.
still look. Zach, I hit 95 subscribers. Nice on my YouTube account. I'm hoping to hit
Congratulations.
100 by the end of October. I'll do a live stream. I want to invite guests and would be one of them. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's awesome, man.
And And of course, hey Zach, where's your Lord of the Rings: Return of the King review? My
I actually
review is
forgot about
here,
that.
here, and over there. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I actually forgot that you were actually going to be doing a review. I feel like your Lord of the Rings review would just
That
take
was a
me
good time for
forever.
me to get cut off. So Kenny, talk about
Yeah.
what you have coming up and what you're excited for.
So, guys, just FYI, I will not be putting out a review for Wild Robot or Megalopolis because I'm tired. But I will be putting out a review for the Joker, or Joker Folie à and I'm also going to be putting out a review for Logan's Run, and
Oh
my
yeah.
hope is to get that done relatively soon, so that I can do a movie called House for my
Ooh.
1978 unseen movie marathon review. And yeah, and I want to get that out by Halloween. So, because that movie looks absolutely insane. So yeah, that's all I got coming up. I don't do just FYI, I don't do trailer reactions anymore, and I'm not doing my live stream anymore. I'm strictly doing movie reviews now. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm in a similar situation where I'm cutting back and I'm only doing movie reviews. Um, and I might react to a trailer if it's like a major one that I'm excited for. But
Hmm.
other than that, I used to like react to everything. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm gonna have this live stream to do at the end of each month. I'm still gonna
Yep.
have the movies that made you. And my next guest is K-pop, Katie.
Hey,
So I'm excited. So we're gonna get that done
that's the
next month. It
homie.
was supposed to be this month, but scheduling issues and the homie. And I'm going to have there's not 100% promise, but I'm gonna try to have like a community live stream night once a month where we could just talk movies, have fun,
Yeah.
yada yada yada. What I have coming up is my Megalopolis review will be out tomorrow. If you're a channel member, you'll get it tonight.
Hmm.
It them on Tuesday or Wednesday, my Joker 2 review will be out. And then Friday, I'm going to go see the Outrun. So my review for that should be either out Friday night, most likely because I'm seeing it right after work. So my review should be that Friday night or Saturday morning. And then I got a screener for a new horror movie coming out not this week, but the following week called Daddy's Head. Wild ass name. Um, but I
Indeed.
heard that it's a wild movie, so I'm gonna watch that and I'm gonna put the review. The earliest I can put the review out is next Monday. I can't put it out before that, or I'll stop getting screeners. So I'm gonna put it out next
Mm.
Monday. So those are my next couple videos I'm working on, and then once all that's done, hopefully get to finally work on Return of the King, because there's other throwback reviews I want to do. I want to review Gladiator. I want to review Rosemary's Maybe. There's a couple other things that I want to knock down, but I really want to get Lord of the Rings done first. Um, Not gonna lie, it's been so long since I watched the movie. I might have to watch the movie again, but we'll see.
Yo, that same thing happened with me with uh,
Logan's,
Logan's Run. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that's what's coming up. Soon. I think there's a Nosferatu trailer about to come out. I'll probably react to that because I'm
okay.
excited for that movie. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. Oh, somebody has a question for you specifically. What's this? Oh,
Oh, yeah. So I was burning myself out doing live streams, along with editing the videos. It takes me a long time to edit videos, much longer than I would
yeah.
like. And then if I want to do stuff like Unseen Movie Marathon, something has to go. And also, I just didn't like preparing for the live streams. It was a lot. So, oh, and most importantly, me and my wife, we hadn't done like family night in like forever, and that's something that we used to do regularly. And I needed to be like, yo, Wednesday nights are family night. Like this is it. Like, so it has to go. And I was thinking about moving it and replacing it with putting on a different day, and then I was like, you know what? It's just better if I just didn't do it at all. So yeah, that's it. You guys will see me on K to Z movies. And yeah, like that'll be it. And yeah, got to take care of family, got to take care of home, and got to not burn myself out with everything. So, yep, that's it.
And work. We both
And
work.
work. I work. I'm about to be full time, like any day now. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
I
about to
think it's
be.
both similar reasons. Similar
Yeah.
reasons is what I said in my video. Just
Hmm.
life. Life is getting in the way of this thing that is kind of a hobby now, you know?
Right.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Movie Guy, what's up? Sorry that we're ending right as soon as you came. I feel that too. I've been thinking about not doing trailer reactions anymore because they
This face that Zach is frozen on is hilarious. Um,
as soon as CC came on, I get cut off. Okay, yeah, I don't know how I wanna go watch your Catwoman reaction because everybody go check that out on
Yo, I
CC's
really want to
channel
watch that. Yeah.
because that's gonna be funny because she is expressive as hell.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I get that, man. Like the trailer reactions are hit and miss. Sometimes you'll get 1,000 views on them, a couple hundred views, and sometimes you get 34. It's
Yep.
so hit and miss with that. It honestly, every video is like that, but it's just harder with trailer reactions to get traction. I'm surprised you didn't do a trailer reaction to Thunderbolts or Gladiator 2 trailer or even The Last of Us Season 2 trailer. I see that was the issue. I was like, I gotta pick one of these because I can't do all three, and I just got
Right.
overwhelmed and decided to not do any.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I missed your live stream. I thought your live stream was really good, but I definitely understand the burnout part of it. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I understand, but yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah, man. Like trailer reactions, even though they're the easiest thing I make, they still take time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to see the Outrun also right after my gym. Nice. I understand that doing live streams can burn you out. Trust me, I know. Yeah, man. Period. Need that family time.
100%.
Zach, I just wanted to say I still wish you did your live streams. It was my favorite thing about Tuesday night. I appreciate that so much. A lot of people have told me that they
I
really
agree.
enjoyed my live streams and things like that. Hopefully, in the future, I'm not saying that I'm never ever gonna do them again, but I had to think about myself real quick,
Hmm.
and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to be healthy and do live streams and enjoy them. I was starting not to enjoy them, and I don't know if that came off the screen,
Yeah.
but eventually it was going to. And I pride myself on having a very positive live stream experience.
Hmm.
And I think that's part of the reason why you guys liked it because it was very, very positive, even when I was talking about negative stuff. So hopefully, eventually, I do. I'm going to be working later on Tuesdays. Eventually, my whole work schedule is changing because my job responsibilities are changing. So this is part of the reason why I'm kind of cutting back on stuff. But
Hmm.
one day, Zach Technic's lives will live again, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Life be life. You got to
Indeed.
put yourself first, Lucius. CC, this is why I love you because you be getting the references. Oh man, I haven't heard that in a that long. If you're an Empire fan, you heard her say that to Lucius 5 times a season. Um, but yeah, I'm getting tired. Kenny looks like he's about to fall asleep. Let's get
Hmm.
out of here, guys. See you next time. Peace.